Ona daima mutora maenda naye kusingadzokwe. Mutora maenda naye ndara uyu. Regai tiboimba dzataimba dzechimurenga. Taimba tichiti vana monzora daima mutora maenda naye kusingadzokwe. Daima mutora maenda naye mudhara uyu. Daima mutora maenda naye kusingadzokwe. Mamutora maenda naye. Ndofunga vanhu vaivepo ndombotsvaga 𝗂𝗵𝗀 ndo favorite kake maswera sei right on time just hour. Thank you so much. Big Shapiro mkoma simba ruzive zviri kufamba sei so true zviri sei hello Zimbabweans maswera sei ndakoti tikurukure zvishomanini naye pane nyaya isiri kunyatsondifadza iri kuitika kuSouth Africa ndo nyaya yatatikurukure naye saka manzo taimba kuti ndotsvaga 𝗂𝗵𝗀 guys. Fisha ari kubai mkoma I'm well fazi. How are you doing? 𝗂𝗵𝗀 bruru wangu ndiye aifarira kandurikimba kuti bobo uyu daima mutora maenda naye kusina gire. Mamutora maenda naye Mugabe uyu daima mutora maenda naye kusina gire. Daima mutora maenda naye ikaka ndikakaimba robva ndafunga Fisha naye nkakakaoma naye zvinhu zvazvaka we were at the thick of the things zvoti waiti ukatarisa kana kunyange nemafambiro taita kuchedza unge derere kuyerera unge mvura tichipinda tichimana chamboko manani meme tichikarova ikaka tiri muFF. Daima mutora maenda naye kusingagire. Mamutora maenda naye Mugabe uyu daima mutora maenda naye kusingadzokwe. That was the time naye adzi mukoma maswera sei vana veZimbabwe ndangoti tuye tikurukure zvishomanini. I've discovered a trend muSouthern Africa. Ani muri sei ndiri nani mukoma Ishmael zviri sei kumaZimbabweans mese muri kumatimana nyika maswera sei. Nyaya ndiri kutaura panapa inyaya iri kubata maZimbabweans. Inyaya iri kubata vanhu vakawanda handiti maona tiri kubatwa nezviri kuitika the whole of Southern Africa and even UK the Zimbabweans being deported back to Zimbabwe. Zvine chirevo ladies and gentlemen. So I am here today kutimbokurukura zvishomanini with what I've a trend that we need to condemn. South Africa, South Africa, Azania. Ndikataura Azania munonzwisa language yandiri kutaura. Ndikataura South Africa, you really understand the country that I'm talking about. I'm talking of Southern Africa. Guys, the problem with South Africa today, this country does not know that immigration or migrants have been there before we were born. Before these countries were demarcated into, for instance, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana. South Africa was one country. Africa was a large, vast of land without demarcations until certain people from a small continent, Europe, came to Africa to say, look, this portion of land is mine. Then we were demarcated into like Zimbabwe, Rhodesia, whatever, Botswana, Zambia. But we are the same people. If you go to Kariba today, ukangosvika hanzi kutsva dumbu nemusana ndo zviri kundirwadza ndo zvandinetsa saka mwana ndataura kuti regai tikurukure about Africa. Let's discuss about Africa. Let's discuss about deportations which are being done by South Africans. Unfortunately, South Africa people do not understand. South African government do not understand that most of the people that they are deporting, they are South Africans. People who moved from South Africa and who found refuge elsewhere. We've got the Ngoni people who settled in Malawi. We've got the Ndebele people who settled in Matabeleland. We've got the Mtema people who settled in Chipinga and the likes. All those people came from South Africa. Most of those people came from South Africa. They've got their roots back in South Africa. These are only man-made borders. Exactly what I'm saying. But why would South Africa be so hard-handed on Zimbabweans? Because most of these Zimbabweans, we came from South Africa. Someone was talking about my name, my second name, and someone was saying, oh, look, you must be related to Shaka Zulu. I said, look, guys, I'm not cruel. Shaka was cruel. Shaka Zulu was cruel. So I'm not, people were saying, you are related to Shaka Zulu. So what I'm saying is several Southern African countries are deporting hundreds of Zimbabweans. They are calling them illegal immigrants in their countries. And what is surprising, what is shocking, is that they are doing this in the middle of coronavirus outbreak and the coronavirus lockdown, putting strain on a country already struggling. Zimbabwe is a country already struggling, and by deporting those Zimbabweans back to Zimbabwe, you're putting a strain on a country already struggling, which can't cope. So it's like South Africa is sentencing all those Zimbabweans to death. Botswana doing the same, sentencing Zimbabweans to death. By deporting a Zimbabwean at this juncture to Zimbabwe, it's like you are sentencing that person to death. The other thing is, it's like human rights abuses. Those countries are abusing the rights of those people that they are sending back home. If you look at Zimbabwe today is struggling under the weight of collapsing health system and the collapse being caused by the collapse of government. We do not have a government that looks into our health system. So the problem is, when we are looking at Ndebelés, when we are looking at Shonas, when we are looking at Zimbabweans in general, these people are Zimbabweans in general. And they have, some of them migrated from South Africa going up north, where they found refugee and eventually accepted as citizens of those countries. But what are these countries? These are not natural borders. Natural borders are rivers. Natural borders are seas that demarcate Africa from Europe. Even if you look at Europeans, they're different from Africans. Those are borders, not the internal borders. Zimbabwe, Mozambique, you can't tell if there is a border. If you are coming from Zimbabwe going into Botswana, you understand? There is no distinct border to say, look, you belong to that and you belong to that. You understand? So our economy has collapsed, and these countries are piling pressure under this coronavirus in our country. They were in prison. Even UK is deporting. This is why I'm going in Nkoma Brighton. This is exactly where I'm going. If you look at the people deported, some were in prison, some were not in prison. And if you read carefully that Twitter from 𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗃𝗵, you can tell that some were prisoners, some were not prisoners. I'm going to look into deporting a prisoner. Deporting a prisoner. Because someone has committed a crime in your country, then you're deporting him back to his country. I'm going to look into that. It is Nkoma Brighton. It is a South African problem. It is that country's problem. If it is not their problem, is South Africa has not stepped in to assist, even when Zimbabweans are being butchered by South Africans. Tires being put on them, satellite, and the government just watch, police just come and do like this, relaxing, watching while Zimbabweans are being banned in that country. You understand? The Zambezi region is Southern Africa, has Munumtapa descendants, and I understand those people in South Africa as well. Those were Munumtapa Empire. That was a Munumtapa Empire, that one. I still believe. I think the Bantu Van, it's a Munumtapa Empire. So far, Botswana, South Africa, Zambia, and Namibia have sent packing hundreds of Zimbabweans, not only from South Africa. I've seen some buses and lorries, those white lorries traveling towards Plumtree from Botswana. And I wonder if all those were criminals as well. You understand? South Africa has done it. Botswana has done it. Zambia has done it. And in Namibia, they've sent packing hundreds of Zimbabweans in what many believe is necessitated by measure to contain the spread of coronavirus. You understand? They are trying to use that as an excuse. When we visit South Africa. So Botswana alone has deported over 500 illegal immigrants from Zimbabwe. Botswana alone deporting over 500 illegal immigrants from Zimbabwe in the past fortnight, 2 weeks. Botswana has sent over 500 people. And I wonder, is what my brother Brighton is saying, convicts. Botswana sent vakadzi vana and so forth. I saw the lorries, I saw the bus, I saw the videos when these people were sent back to Zimbabwe. They were being deemed as illegal immigrants, and indications are that hundreds are on their way home. Authorities has revealed more people, more Zimbabweans being fished out from South Africa, being fished, who are non-criminals, who are being sent back to Zimbabwe under this coronavirus. It's like sentencing them to death. You understand? Yes, but Zimbabwe Health and Child Minister 𝗵𝗂𝗽𝗏 has said this country is buckling under the sudden influx. South Africa started the deportations after the country imposed a lockdown on March. So we have suddenly a large influx of returning residents through the Beatty Bridge. And South Africa, I'm not sure if they are vetting all those who are returning back home. It's troubling. It's trouble. And when the UK deports 5 or more, it is a big deal. You understand? But it's Botswana 2 weeks ago deported 500 Zimbabweans back into Zimbabwe. That group have recommended that the deportees were being housed at an isolation center in the town before they are allowed to go their homes to prevent the spread of coronavirus when they get home. You know, they are quarantined. And then and so forth. Quite a lot of things happening, ladies and gentlemen. But if someone is illegal in your country, do you deport that person? That's a big question. That if you are illegal in Botswana, you are illegal in South Africa, you are illegal in Zambia, are those countries supposed to deport the illegal immigrants? Or what are they supposed to do? There comes an issue which we call transcultural system, where we are recognized as refugees. And what is a refugee? What is a refugee? And Zimbabwe will be the least affected country with COVID. I don't believe so, because if I look at Zimbabwe, if you guys understand the symptoms of malaria, and it's the same symptoms of COVID virus, you really understand that COVID virus is what people in Zimbabwe are calling malaria. People are being infected with COVID virus and people are dying. Rather than saying it's malaria, Zimbabwe, I don't know what the Zimbabwe government is hiding to get assistance. Because I had symptoms of COVID early in March. I had symptoms of COVID myself. I always tell people, it was early in the morning when I woke up. I told my wife, look, I'm really not well. And I was like not breathing well. I had a sore throat. I had a headache. I had a running stomach. Exactly. Sometimes when I attacked by malaria. And you understand? So I got 2 days. I was sleeping. My wife was wake up. no. Kana malaria zvopera taizvita kumusha. So eventually what happened is I phoned my general practitioner. Akandipa time to go and see her. When I went to her office, this COVID, they didn't test me of COVID, but she said, let me listen to your chest. Then she could tell I was wheezing. That means I was not breathing well. So she tested me around my body. Down there, that's when she said, no, you've got chest infection. I said, okay. And then she gave me erythromycin, those 500 milligrams ones, to drink 𝗦𝘂𝘂𝗵 𝗂𝗶𝗴 my paracetamol don't stop. So when I came back home, I had to steam, I had to drink malemoni, achiboila madamu, achiboila nchinwa nchitase. Eventually, I felt good. Kana musi ndakapedzesera kuti no ndakunzwa zviri nani. Ndakapinda mutoilet ndikaita half yechemba yemanyoka. You understand? Kuratidza kuti hey, ndakanga ndaenda from there ndakatanga kuti running stomach yaityisa ndobva ndakapora. Andiri maona. So I'm looking at sending people to Zimbabwe from South Africa during this coronavirus. It's like sentencing those people to death. Because when they get there, vakatanga kunorwara ne-coronavirus, no one would help them and they'll all perish. If you look at South Africa now, the number of corona-infected people is rising and death rising. So obvious, those people sent back home, if tested, not gonna 1 or 2 of them with COVID virus. So what is a refugee? What is being illegal in another country? Those are things that South Africa should be looking at. And read them on. South Africa should be looking at why is it important to practice cultural competence if it comes to people we call refugees. And muno mu UK ndakataurira munhu pana vanhu vandakaudza ndikati guys iwewe hauna expertise yaunayo for UK to keep you. Hauna ma special qualifications haunawo for UK to keep you. Ekuti wandaidza toda manesi toda chii. Anditi maona hanzi hafu yechemba yemanyoka ezve ndotiri kutaura. Mukomasimba muri kuseka. Imbobvunzai vanhu vanenge vapona kubva paCovid. Unozadza hafu yechemba. Anoona. Thank you for informing our nation. Ndonyaya tiri kutaura. Thanks Mukomabhule. So what we are saying is we should know that there is something that we call ethnicity, and there is something that we call culture. There is something that we call race. If you look at those South Africans, Botswana, Zambia people, and the Mozambicans, glued kunya Zanu PF, so the way sorry my Kembo. So what we are saying is we share the same ethnicity as Southern Africa people. Undikabvunzwa panapa kuZimbabwe unozati kune varungu vari muno mu UK who don't even know where Zimbabwe is. You try to point to them, they don't even understand. But if you say I come from Southern Africa, they understand it. So it means ethnicity. Yedu isu tenge chinzi Africans or Southern Africans. You understand? And we share the same. You meet a South African, you meet a Zambian. Ini ndotaura chiZambian chisija ndochitaura ndochikurukura. Chimalawi ndochikurukura. Chandichinotinetsa chiNdebele, I don't know. It's like I'm a foreigner when I go to Matebelele. I really understand why, but most of the languages ndotaura. Kaenda kunana Matebelele ndiko you find 90% of them are people who have moved from Malawi. That makwinjiso mapiris, vanani, vanatokozana, vanatokozana. So we are of the same race with South Africans, Botswana, Zambia people, Malawi, Mozambique. We are of the same race, Namibia. And I don't understand why they would segregate us, would pick these guys, send them home. Why would they do that? Because by doing that, they don't know that we share the same status, we share the same values, we share the same beliefs as Africans or Southern Africa people, and we do same practices. ukaenda kuNamibia unorova ngoma sekuru wako tuchitamba nyarara madhuve nyarara kuchema mwana asina baba tinomuti chenzira ukaenda kuNamibia unongodzurwa ngoma dzejiti dzodzedze nyarara mwanangu unozosiyana mazwi asi tingechitamba ngoma dzimwe chete. And that means we share same values, same beliefs, same practices as Southern Africa. So deporting Zimbabweans back to Zimbabwe, this is wrong. This is definitely wrong, guys. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. And deporting them is not fair. It's very unfair because we have established ourselves in these foreign countries. Immigration yakagara iripo. If you go to South Africa, warora South African, wane musha wako ikoko, you have migrated. And the chances of coming back to Zimbabwe are slim. Unenge wakungo visita chete. Vana baba vedu vakafira muZimbabwe. They migrated from Malawi. And you know, ukaenda Malawi kune maZimbabweans ariko who migrated from Zimbabwe. Zambia they are there. So migration yakagara iripo. South Africa should not try to hinder migration. That's where these people feel like they need to go and live. And it on. Pane message yanyorwa namukoma Fidza. I have to read it. And the world at large should also look at the issue of immigrants, welfare, whether legal or illegal. This is a world crisis, and this is no time for deporting people. This is exactly what I am saying, Ngoma Philip. Thank you so much. I beat you as I beat you in the belly. Only Ngoma then I understand. So what I'm saying is, let's avoid. South Africa is like stereotyping. It's like labeling us. You understand? Unonzwa mwe munakutaura kuti umkwere-kwere. Hanzi makwere. MaZimbabweans hanzi makwere-kwere. You understand? Zvataingoitwa nemaZimbabweans vana vaberoshinzi aya mabranda aya. You understand? That type of labeling, stereotyping people with ethnicity, race and culture, it's very wrong. South Africa is very wrong. Trying to deport Zimbabweans back to Zimbabwe under these circumstances is very wrong. They should address the issue of why Zimbabweans are in South Africa. Unonzwa President of South Africa, real Cyril Ramaphosa, I don't hesitate to call that president stupid president. Very stupid president. Nopando chema Zuma. Zuma was far much better than the 𝗦𝗂𝘂𝗵 Ramaphosa. Because Ramaphosa now is busy grandizing on the international podium. Visayima sanctions to Zimbabwe. Visayima sanctions to Zimbabwe. I want the sanctions to go. Everybody in Zimbabwe wants the sanctions to go. But it's not the Americans who have to remove the sanctions. It's the Zimbabwe government that has to remove the sanctions. Zimbabwe government ikaita zviri kudiwa kunzi vaende kuAmerica vachienda kunana sanctions anobviswa nhasi. So calling Americans to remove sanctions is misdirected. Cyril Ramaphosa is stupid. I don't hesitate to call him a silly president. If he truly loves Zimbabwe and wants those sanctions removed, Cyril Ramaphosa must engage the Zimbabwe government and see what is supposed to be done. Then he talks to Zimbabwe government, why can't you do this, do that? When they do that, Cyril Ramaphosa has got now right to say, America, my British impose sanctions. Come and see. Zimbabweans have done that. Chasarachi, apana, can you remove sanctions? Then we would say Cyril Ramaphosa is helping the cause of Zimbabwe. At the moment, he's not helping any cause of Zimbabwe. He is deporting Zimbabweans. And the Americans would ask him, if you truly love Zimbabwe, why are you deporting Zimbabweans back to Zimbabwe? You tell us to remove sanctions. You are sanctioning Zimbabwe. You are taking them back to where they fled. He's so stupid, Ramaphosa. So stupid. I've never seen a stupid president like Ramaphosa. His spiritual decadence is like, is rotten spiritually. He's someone who doesn't have Zimbabwe at heart. If he had Zimbabweans at heart or Zimbabwe at heart, he would definitely engage the Zimbabwe government and tell them where they are going wrong. Tell them why Zimbabweans are fleeing into South Africa. Ukada kuona vanhu vakaenda kuZimbabwe, kuSouth Africa, vamwe vaipinda nepasi pewaya vachipinda nemugema vachidyiwa neshumba. They used to cross Limpopo akazara Limpopo ane makarwe vachirohwa nemakarwe. But they never stopped crossing into South Africa. What really caused that? The sanctions are illegal. The deportations are illegal. He is doing the same. If we say sanctions are illegal and the deportations are illegal, so why is he deporting Zimbabweans when he's saying sanctions are illegal? He's putting sanctions on Zimbabweans and he wants America to remove sanctions on Zimbabweans. He's so stupid. Ramaphosa is so stupid. He calls sanctions illegal. He is putting sanctions on Zimbabweans. By deporting them, it's like you are putting them on sanctions. Whilst you are calling that sanctions are illegal, you are illegally deporting Zimbabweans, refugees for that matter. Because hapana munhu anongomuka achisiya musha wake achipinda anogara kuSouth Africa. Chakonzera kuti asiye musha wake apinde muSouth Africa chii? Anditi muri kuona? These practices by Cyril Ramaphosa definitely should be condemned. Because hakuna sanction rinopfura iroro. Hakuna sanction rinopfura iroro. Rekuti munhu atiza kupinda munyika mako, wakumutora back kwaatiza. Ramaphosa, you are not being fair to Zimbabweans. Definitely you are not being fair to Zimbabweans. What I've seen today and what I've seen yesterday, Ramaphosa, I don't hesitate to call him stupid. He is so stupid. Zuma. I wish Zuma can come back as president of South Africa. Because, guys, let's look at the life of asylum seekers. Let's look at the life of refugees. I am a refugee as I'm seated here. I'm a refugee. I am in a foreign country. We should watch carefully, quietly, and absorb what I'm saying, guys. I know kuti kune vamwe vari kuzvitora politically. I'm not on the political side of this issue. I'm looking at the life of an asylum seeker. I'm looking at the life of a refugee. Someone who is a refugee or someone who's an asylum seeker being dragged, put into Chimagumene and driven to the border to be left there to die. That is, hakuna sanction rinopfura iroro. Zuma was a true African leader. A true African leader. If you listen to Zuma, Zuma welcomed the Zimbabweans. And Ramaphosa is deporting Zimbabweans. So if you are said to choose between the two leaders, obvious, you go for Zuma. It's like in the UK, when Labour Party was there, created jobs, welcomed refugees, welcomed immigrants to come and work in this country. Kune prazi ra Queen Elizabeth, where people are taken from different countries to pick my fruits. Vakati tikuda Brexit, my British. Then we are in Brexit right now. Those people who used to pick those fruits, they were taken back to Poland, taken back to their countries. Now akusina vanhu vanopika ma fruits iko kwekwe. Vakatora ma British aya, vakati uyai tonopika ma fruits. They went there. Ndikakutaurira kuti so far pasara 7 chet, the rest vakatiza. Because they don't want to work. But they were complaining that foreigners are taking their jobs. We are in Brexit, jobs created for British people, taken to go and pick my fruits, vakatiza, pasara 7. To the extent that tumandege kuenda Poland kunotsvaga those people to come back, to come and pick fruits. And so if people come into your country, they occupy certain, but akaenda ku South Africa, guys, there were jobs, a lot of jobs. When people came to UK, there were plenty of jobs. South Africans were there, they were not employed. They didn't want to go to work. Today, UK, my jobs are there, but UK people, they don't want to go to work. And my companies, they can't stop because I am workers. If they can employ my foreigners, they give them jobs. You understand? So I'm looking at the life of an asylum seeker, looking at the life of a refugee. So, guys here, watch this video carefully, sit quietly and absorb whatever I'm saying. It's very important here. Because what we are seeing happening in Southern Africa, this is human tragedy in transition. That's what we call human tragedy in transition. What we are watching today is a human tragedy. Guys, if you look at how many Africans are running away from Northern Africa, vachipinda mnana Europe, and those boats are capsizing, killing millions of Africans, fleeing our continent. If you look at how many Africans are running away from Africa into Europe, into America, and the methods that they are using to go into those countries, you cry. Because boats, they are capsizing those boats, killing thousands of immigrants who are trying to flee Africa into Europe, Africa into America, Africa into whatever continent. We've got internal displacements which are happening today, where people are fleeing Zimbabwe into South Africa. People are fleeing Zimbabwe into neighboring countries, Zambia, Mozambique, Malawi, Botswana, Namibia. And as a result, we've got millions of Zimbabweans who have left Zimbabwe into other countries. This is what we call a human tragedy in our country. So, ladies and gentlemen, consider yourself a refugee. Put yourself in the hands of asylum, in the shoes of asylum seekers. Most of these countries, like South Africa, we helped South Africa. In 1986, Zimbabwe was bombed because of South Africa. Zimbabweans lost lives because of South Africa. We housed the ANC people in Zimbabwe. We gave ANC people refuge in Zimbabwe. They came and ate. We fed them. We clothed them. Is this what we deserve after helping South Africa to become Azania? We were all spreading Azania, 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 Azania. Up to today, we were singing Azania. We fought with the people of South Africa. Zambia helped South Africa fight. So are these the rewards after helping our fellow neighbors? I know there are facts and myths, why and who, and the needs of refugees and asylum seekers. But let's look at social justice is being done by South Africans. Why are they treating Zimbabweans like animals? Say that's not 𝗦𝗂𝘂𝗁 South Africans. Why? And I think human rights on their own, South Africans should consider what we call human rights before deporting anyone into another country. This is why you see in the UK, unotanga watu that exhausts all the channels. They make sure we are taking you home, and they give you reasons why they are taking you home. Everyone has got a right to life. South Africa should know that. Zimbabweans fleeing Zimbabwe into South Africa, there are people with the right to life, which should be considered by South Africans themselves. Zimbabweans fleeing Zimbabwe into South Africa, they need liberty. And they need their security in South Africa. This is why World Health Organization or the United Nations, they've got organs which look into these people who leave one country to settle into another, whether illegal there or whether legally there. There is one thing we call, especially if you look at Article 1 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, munhu ane right to life, munhu ane right to liberty, munhu ane right to personal security. That is Article 1 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And then if we look at the rest of the earth, it is a homeland to any human being. We are like human family. Whether you go to India, they should be able to accommodate you. Whether you go to America, they should be able to accommodate. We are a human family. But surprisingly, the way we are being treated by South Africans, it leaves a lot to be desired. And I don't understand. Stupid. Anyone who can tag Ramaphosa on this presentation, tell him that you are stupid. Very stupid. I've never seen a stupid president like Ramaphosa. It's not that people volunteered to be repatriated. Some did. In Botswana, they never volunteered. They never volunteered in Botswana. I spoke to some of them. They never volunteered. Some of them were locked up. They never volunteered. Some who volunteered, but most never volunteered. How can you volunteer to go back to Zimbabwe under these circumstances? Where you know if you get sick in South Africa, you get treatment. You go to Zimbabwe, you get sick, you don't get treatment. If they volunteered, why would South Africa government ban them to return to South Africa for 5 years? Your passport is endorsed. 5-year ban, don't come back in our country for the next 5 years. It's something that boggles one's mind. All the earth is my homeland. And the human family is my tribe. When I'm in England, I'm in my homeland. I am among my tribe. All the world, all this earth is a homeland for a human being. Human beings reside everywhere in this world. Unogara paunoda. Haufana kunzi uri immigrant or uri an illegal immigrant on earth. You can be an immigrant, an illegal immigrant only in Mars, only in Moon, Jupiter, not on this earth. No one is illegal on this earth. You can't be illegal on this earth. This is a homeland for every person. You can't be illegal immigrant on earth. You were born on earth. You live everywhere. And so, you know, this is a humanitarian tragedy. First, it's a moral tragedy. What we are witnessing spiritually is a spiritual tragedy. Morally, humanitarian, spiritually, this is a tragedy that we are witnessing today. South Africa is not being fair to Zimbabweans. Yes, at Rita, they have deported over 500 Zimbabweans. So anyone outside of their country of nationality, right, let's look at borders. If you are outside of country of your nationality and you are unable to return because of persecution, like most of those in South Africa, most of those in Botswana, most of those in the UK, they are unable to return to Zimbabwe. Most of them fear persecution and or they've got this well-founded fear of persecution, just believing ndikaenda kumusha ndosvika ndikaurawa, ndosvika ndikavharwa, ndikarohwa, ndikaita say that is persecution. He automatically becomes a refugee. Because you are unwilling to return there because of persecution, and you become a refugee. They must put systems of recognizing such people. And then we've got different classes of refugees, but once you are a refugee, you are a refugee. They've deported 527 people. Not fair at all. Not fair. Ramaphosa, stupid. When we look at persecution, ask anyone from Zimbabwe, especially ask those people from Zanu PF who are refugees in the UK. They will tell you about persecution. We have thousands and thousands of Zanu PF people in the UK. If we want to name them, we can even name them here. When they came to the UK, they had no special qualifications to be granted asylum in this country, to be granted to remain as refugees in this country. But most of them, when they came here, they came with the word persecution. We fled persecution from Zimbabwe government. They are Zanu PF people. No matter how much you see them, green t-shirt, go to their home office, my files out. They fled persecution from Zanu PF government. They did that. They claimed asylum here, Zanu PF people. They fled persecution from 𝗂𝗲𝗽𝗀𝗀 Zanu PF. Pane chimfana chinozviti 𝗦𝗂𝘂𝘁𝗵 chandakanda ndikanoudza uko kuti mbana iwewe zvibate. Baba wacho wakanga wari MP weZanu kusvavano. Chimwe 𝗗𝗲𝗽𝗀𝗁𝗃𝗂𝗃𝗃 chimwe chezanu chinoda kuenda zvezanu stereki. Baba wacho was a member of parliament kusvavano. Vari member of parliament, baba wacho wakaurayiwa neZanu. Mai vacho vakatiza vakauya nazvo kuno kuzviri zvivana zvidiki. Vakasvika vakatatiza persecution from Zimbabwe. They were granted refugee status muno. And unoona chichena chiri pfe ndakati this one is stupid, doesn't reason. Kuti unourayirwa baba udzoka kuti Zanu pfe. Anditi maona. So maZanu PF ari muUK, maZanu PF who fled Zimbabwe, vakaenda kune dzimwe nyika wana America kupi. They carried that tag of persecution. We fled from our government because we fear persecution. So we are unwilling to go back to Zimbabwe because we will be persecuted. You understand? And most of this persecution, ladies and gentlemen, is usually based on nationality, political beliefs, religion. You deserve to be a refugee if you fear that because you are a Muslim, you are running away from Christians. You are running Zanu PF, MDC people running away from Zanu PF. You understand? Let me give you one good example. There are some places which are not habitable if you are black. Although I'm not black, this is black, I'm chocolate. When I came to the UK 2008, I was granted asylum. I think the same month or the second month that I landed in this country. I was given a house in a street known as Londondale Road. The place they call it Newtown. I got a house number 118. That was my house number. Those who think otherwise, let me tell you, I was staying by number 118 Londondale Road. The place they call it Newtown. Newtown, they were, I think, whites only. It was a place where white people live only. And most of those people who live there, they don't work. They rely on government benefits. So I don't know why the council chose to give me a house there. So when we went there, there were things that happened up to now that even the police agreed with me on everything that I did. I bought a car,
because I'd just left the support of the nurse. Then I went look for a job, got a job, bought a car. My first car was a Zafira in the UK, a 7-seater. So when I parked my car outside, the following day, I saw the car scratched. Then I asked my wife, look, our car has been scratched. He said, no, maybe they are kids. I said, no. So the other day, my son was just, I think was about 3 months or 4 months old. Achikambahira. Sakatika vura door. If we open door for air to ipinde, mepo ipinde, mbama izazwa matombo. Mwana ita kakambaira apa pa corridor. Wazo matombo. You understand? Tumanya to vara door. Chinzwa ma window. Anaka chitemwa ni mazaido. Puff ma window. Saka tatika pinda mgarden. Kutirime muriwo mgarden. Tirime kovu. Tairima kovu. Matomba inaya mgarden. Taito pesa tatiza topinda mumba. At the end, we became like prisoners. Trimo house arrest. Those guys, wangoskati vumire kukana kubuda panze. Ikoko. And after vatitema ne matombo kudaro, vaiscratcha motikari yangu. Kusama scratch marks. Nchazokuratidza ima pictures andinawo. Ekuti mwati atenga katosvika katema nedemo chari kuvharura bhodhi yemotikari. KuLondon Dairy kwataigarawo. Reason being, we were black. So one day, ndakazoti, pa next door pangu paigara a certain guy, he was a soldier. Angari soldier ku British Army, angari an engineer. Mukazi wake, aiwe classmate yangu, taitiza tese, nanchiruta first degree in forensic science, applied science and forensic investigation. That was my first degree in this country. Saka, tienda ndaidziza nemusikana yeye. Ndaitobura murume wacho achimbotipa lift achita sei, zimwe ndaimutakura nemotikari yangu. So at the end, one day, ndakamira panze. Zvezvo ndabva kuchikoro, zvezvo ndakuti, let me rest here. Ndakatoona murume mukuru achiscratcha motikari yangu newaya. Unoziva ndakanzwa ngabaya moyo wangu. Akati ngabaya moyo wangu. Every incident yataita, I used to call the police. Mapurisa come, please, paitika zvakati, please. So police used to come every time. And vaiti vakaona mapurisa votiza. On that day, anaondoranda ndakamira hangu pa, ndakamira padoor. Scratcha ndakamira, achiscratcha motikari yangu. Ndakanzwa ngabaya moyo wangu. Ndakabva ndati, okay, no problem. Ndakabva ndamhanya kuroad vandanomubata. Why are you scratching my car? Akakachakabata wire yacho. On. Vanambara, why are you scratching my car? Tell me, what's the problem with you? Andrugona. Saka akada zvokuti vanamubata. Because ipapo nanchakasimba nchakubva Zimbabwe. Kuti izvo ndani matama. Ndakabva ndamubata. Ndikamudzati, you are scratching my car. Why? For what reason? On. Ndobva ndamuhedha. Kuti king. On. Ipapo ndachoti chauya chinoona inini. Ndanda kudya imbwa hono. Saka ndabva ndamubata ndobva ndamurovera kubvisa motikari yangu ikatodhenta. Saka mukadzi wacho akabva afonera mapurisa. Kuti this black man is violent, what. Dzakauya motikari dzemapurisa kumba kwandaigara. Dzaka nepfuti. 2 minutes papatozara pamba. Pfuti dzatoburiswa paipai. Mapurisa atomhanya. Ana kumuregera ndakaramba ndakabata. Mbana musoja yakabva abuda. Akamhanya akati, Shepherd, please let him go. Ndikati, I don't let him go. He scratched my car. Do you know how much I will pay to repaint that car? Saka mapurisa vakabva vasvika ndobva vandibata. Mupurisa akadandibata ndikati, don't ever try it. Don't touch me. Saka mupurisa akazondicalma down. Akati, no, Mr. Yuda, please calm down. What's the problem? Ndobva anditora mumwe mupurisa ndikati, don't let him go. Saka mapurisa vakabva vambata. Takabva tabuda paya ndobva tapinda mumba. Tapinda mumba, mapurisa vakavhara door, vakabva ndikagara pasi. Mapurisa amunomha agare pasi. Vanenge vachingotenderera ngemwe tsvina. Saka ndakati, Legion pano topedzerana nhasi. Ndobva vatanga kundibvunza, calm down Mr. Yuda. Tanzwa kuti mukuru wamunhu panzava. Ndikati, handisi mukuru wamunhu. Go and see what he does to my car. Saka ndakamubata kuti mukadzi wangu akufonerei muye. So I thought my wife phoned you. ona saka mapurisa akabva vati chii anovaratidza motikari kati mascratches ese ndiye ari kuscratcha anopfuura everyday achiscratcha motikari yangu ane waya. You understand? Saka mapurisa akabva vanditi saka vaive nemareports. Mapurisa emunomu, what they work on is your history. So they had all the reports downloaded and avafonera kuti paitika zvakati atemwa mazai tatemwa mahwindo apwanywa toitwa zvakati kanisa ichiuya everyday tabirwa vaipasa kupinda mumba kuba mabhasikoro kuba everything. Saka the police knew everything that was happening there. So what they did is they called council. Takamira ipapo zvikanzi, do you have a property for this family? No property andakazobva ndichiuya pano pandiri pana. And then they were doing racial segregation because of my skin. We were the only black family along that street. You understand? They didn't want blacks. They think if they see black people are perhaps coming to the country to enjoy their benefits. They don't know that we are refugees. Takatosiya mabasa taishanda, takatosiya dzimba dzataigara, tichiuya kunoku because of persecution. You understand? So when I come to UK, I told the police that when I came to UK, I never thought that I would be racially persecuted with these idiots. So they chose a quiet area. What area andogara inoika? Kwanza noise ndini ni wana wangu. So quiet. Ndutanga ndogara borodhe kumadhewe. Hakuna kana noise. Ndofunga munondonzwa ndiri live on Facebook on daily basis. Ndikabuda panza umbooni vanhu panza. Unofunga kuti hamuna vanhu muZimbabwe. Ndigere nzvimbo yandakagara zvakanaka. So there are certain people, certain places which are bad. For example, if I look at South Africa, to me, now South Africa is a bad country. They should not do that to Zimbabweans. They should. We are human beings. We are in our homeland. When you are in South Africa, you are not an illegal immigrant. You are not a foreigner in South Africa. But you are in your country. That is one country. Zimbabwe, South Africa. If I take a South African and we are in Zimbabwe, akataura kuti linjani ndikaenda nayo ndevela unozoti linjani zvoreve. Yapila yo. Andozwa yapila yacho zvoreve. Andinoona. That means we are one. But why is real serious like an agitated parrot, like a monkey? So kwa izi mwana wayo yakangononga mambarize noramba mabvuta mambarize yodya. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the problem that we have when we are in foreign countries. You understand? So the asylum simply means vanhu kana vanga vasingazive ndozva vanhu Zanu PF vachituka refugees. We are refugees here. We are asylum seekers here because of persecution that we received from our government in Zimbabwe. So we fled into foreign countries just to receive protection. This is what asylum means. Asylum simply means protection. Hakuna rimwe word rino describe asylum better than what I've said here. If you didn't know it from today onwards, that the word asylum simply means protection. We came to the UK for protection. We went to South Africa for protection. We left Zimbabwe to neighboring countries for protection. And we are seeking protection against a lot of things. I've said religion, I've said nationality, I've said political beliefs, I've said race, I've mentioned about even economic and even social grouping. When we go there, there are quite a lot of things that you seek protection against. And South Africans must understand that supporting Zimbabwe is not a solution. Not a solution at all. So everyone has got right. Everyone has got right to seek that protection. Everyone has got right to enjoy that protection in any country in the world. No matter, ndaenda ku Britain, ndaenda vane mari dzondokwanisa kusvika ku Britain, you come to England for protection. Shapiro, ndara aripo mungu.
You come to England for protection. We seek asylum against persecution. This is why we are in foreign countries. This is why we are in foreign land. Zimbabwe, if you go to Zimbabwe today, you find people from Somalia living in Zimbabwe. For example, we've got Nana Mengistu living in Zimbabwe. They came from Ethiopia to seek protection. And we granted them refugee status. Ukatoenda kana marwandizi ari kuZimbabwe, unozoshamisa kuti murwandizi ero, noti vakutaura shona. Unozoona nechitupa chake chine ziara zihomberewo zati refugee. Vakuri kutaura shona sekutaura kwandiri kuita. We seek protection. We seek asylum in other places, in other countries. Even if I have got a problem here, I can go seek asylum to a friend's house. You can seek asylum to a friend's house. You can even get it on a madam. No mind no chaga asylum, refugee, next door. You understand? And every Zimbabwean has got right to seek protection and enjoy protection in any country. Deporting them is breaching that right. That is a fact. If you go on Universal Declaration of Human Rights, read Article 11. Everyone has the right to seek and enjoy in any country asylum from persecution. And that right is being breached by the Majoni Jonah, Botswana. You understand? These people, they still believe that Zimbabwe will perish like that. The country will never perish, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to regain our stance and we will have a stamina to save the whole of Southern Africa that we had before before Mugabe vafunga zvekushaudhana nemaBritish vachiti we are not a British colony. We were far much better as a British colony rather than this Chinese colony we have today. You understand what I mean, guys? So expect more human movement. South Africa should be told point blank that this is not the end. Expect more human movement in the world. There is human movement today than before. Migration, no one will stop it. Yes, I work. I'm a qualified teacher. I teach maths. I teach mathematics. Sometimes I assist on a consultant level Cleveland police as a forensic scientist. But at the moment I teach maths. Mabhuku ese mazhinji amunoona panapa ndemaths, mamwe ndeforensic science. Akangonziwo British politics I buy them to read kuti zodzidzisana. I teach. Schools have been closed, so there is no work at the moment. Anditi manzo tiri paCovid, takavharirwa mudzimba, takutogara ngehuku. Ngoti ukanzwa nzara ungoti MP ndazwa nzara umhanye unzi puwa chingwa takutodya. So we are being fed like chickens. Anditi mona. So no one can stop immigration. No one can stop immigration. And displacements are there. In Zimbabwe, Zanu PF has been responsible for displacements. All when South Africa, they were displaced, most of them, by Zanu PF. And so, even if we move, permanent settlers in UK, I will never leave this country because this is where I seek protection, asylum. So, mazano achiseka kuti asylum seekers. Ndakambobvunza imwe mai aitaura ndikati mai avakaenda kuchikoro era. Sometimes unonzwa kuti anzi kuenda kuchikoro akubatsiri kunobatsira kudzidza. Because ukaona uchiseka munhu kuti you are an asylum seeker, that means you are stupid. Uri kuseka kuti munhu is seeking protection. What's fun about seeking protection? Every Zimbabwean seeks protection. Everybody in the world seeks protection. Apana munhu asikade protection. Andiri muri kuona. Apana munhu asikade
protection. Tine labor immigrants vanachi explain vaya kuti ku UK vakapinda Brexit. Kune farm yaipikwa ma fruits. Ma British vakatadza kunopika ma fruits ikoko ari kuora ari munda. And they've sent planes to Poland to look for vanhu vanouya kuzoshanda mumaprazi imomo to pick ma fruits. Because vaiti immigrants are taking our jobs. Then Britain vaenda out of Brexit. Vanhu vai vaishanda ipapo vakachidzokera kumusha kwenyu, they went back to Poland. Havana kumboita 6 months kana kuti izvozvizvi vari busy kutumira ndege to bring those people back to pick fruits. Vese vari muno mu UK vakanzi hamuna mabasa maichema kunoita basa rekupika mafruits. Vakaenda varungu hanzi kwasara 7 chete. So immigration will never stop. Immigration will never stop. Mkomatapiwa, no matter how much I might want to come back home, but strategically, you must have some people who are able to support you whilst you are fighting. Ukada kuona avasi vese vakaenda pa front, vana Mugabe vaiva maofisi, vaimhanya chinotsvaga mari, ukazotongogara achitaura kuti boots ndakapfeka dzakabva kuSweden, majina ndakapfeka abva kuSweden. We support you in other ways. Tine mamwe means atogona kusupport tese. If we put all our eggs in one basket, apana zvatinenge taita. So some of us, we source resources for you. We help you fight Zanu PF. Mumuna hana boots. Kangani mchona ndichia panapa ndichikumbira mari kuvanhu. I've helped quite a lot of people in Zimbabwe. Mwanota wana Brian kutsunzuma vaita handina chekudya. Akagara chinswatsitsi. Vanhu vakatumira mari over 5,000 pounds. Vanhu vachitumira mari kuti aone chikafu. Tine vanhu vatakabatsira vakawanda panapa. Pane mwana akatsva kuZimbabwe. For your own information, pana asisi vanonzi Russo panapa. Ari kuSouth Africa. And the other Zimbabweans in the UK. Mwana akawirwa nemvura akatsva. Baba namai vanga vasina pekutangira. Ndakauya panapa, one word. Kusena anga atone $800. Akutomhanya nemwana kuchipatara parenyatwa kupi. Tatoronga kuti mwana ngaaliftwe nendege aendeswe kuSouth Africa for special treatment. Zimbabwe government ikaramba ikati anoda ndege yeambulance. Saka ndege yeambulance kuti mwana wepa anenge ari muambulance yendege aende kunotreatwa kuSouth Africa and so forth. Tikati makuda comfort boss atanga treatai mwana. You understand? We have helped. Anchatauri some of the people we helped from here. Most of my members of parliament vamwe vacho taitovabatsira from here. You understand? Saka tikada kuti tiuye tese ikoko munosafa wese. Bosi tichasvika toungana tese toita sei? Tichada kudya toita sei? Izvozvi mukati mune nzara tinokumbira vanhu toita pound tokutumirai motenga chingwa. You see the idea of this immigration, that it helps people in Zimbabwe and it helps us as well. And I know that some of us, we crossed into those countries, we are undocumented. Munhu anongove undocumented because of fear. Wanzwa kuti kuna vanhu vari deport watora handingakwanisi kuenda kuhome office unotaura ndauyawo vanogona kundi deport. So you can live in a country undocumented. But that country must know that you fled persecution. You are an asylum seeker. And Shatotiza kazhinji kacho, especially countries dzine civil strife like Zimbabwe. Kune countries dzine hondo, muZimbabwe hamuna hondo. It's only civil strife. Yekuti kuna vanhu vari kufungidzira kuti we need to oppress these people. We need to use whatever power we have, the military power, to oppress voters. And handifane kudyiwa election. So there is no purpose of an election in Zimbabwe. Kune dzimwe nzvimbo dzatotiza natural hazards. Kune environmental degradation, a lot of things that can cause immigration. You understand? So, just thinking South Africa has deported 527 Zimbabweans who fled persecution from Zimbabwe. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. Because our government created refugees. The government we have today created conditions that make Zimbabweans flee. They put oppressive laws that make Zimbabweans not free in their country. What will be the results? You find 4 million, 5 million Zimbabweans leaving Zimbabwe to settle into other countries. And it's more. So if we look, thanks Mkomaed, if we look now, kunyika dzakaita sana South Africa idzodzo, all our neighboring countries, each country is crying, could we are a target of refugees, similar to Britain, crying that they are targets of refugees. You become targets of refugees because people are seeking protection. You understand? So you become targets. South Africa is crying, we are target of refugees. Botswana doing the same. Zambia is not China doing the same. What is a president in Zambia? Exactly. If we look at Zutarnatet Anis, you look at the disappearance of Itai Zamara, the disappearance of Dr. Magombe. Dr. Magombe, up to now, he can't even speak. Panezakaitwa. Hands got peaceful engineers, engineers. Help outside the country. Connect Brit barracks, connect engine connect live, positive and negative. You understand? Then you don't expect people to flee the country. When you've got such cruelty in our country, no one will live in there. Understand us when you come to your countries. So I didn't come to seek work in the UK. I came to seek protection. Along the way, I'm here to seek protection. Dr. Magombe vakabvisa bhurubha hanzi vaitotaura kunzi Dr. Magombe kana kuti vachazvara zvakuda kuda kwaMwari akakurura bhurugwa so akatsvakupiswa anditi maona electrocuted, tortured, and people run away. Expect more Zimbabweans to run away. Saka South Africa should not consider themselves as targets. It's where it's accessibility. It's accessibility. You're accessible. You're the immediate country and you understand? It's about accessibility, not about being targeted. South Africa, we don't target South Africa for refugee, but it's accessible, easily accessible. You understand what I mean? So as a result, they think they are swamped with refugees, like what England believes, that they are swamped with refugees. It's not about being swamped, ladies and gentlemen. It's about accessibility. Tell Cyril Ramaphosa that because South Africa's proximity to Zimbabwe, its accessibility to Zimbabwe, this is why he sees more Zimbabweans there. If I count how many Zimbabweans are in the UK, you probably see 300,000 or less. Because the UK is not easily accessible to Zimbabwe. Count how many Tunisians are in this country. Count how many Libyans are in this country. Count how many Somalians are in this country. Because their countries are near England. And it's accessible. So they easily come here. They don't go to South Africa. They come here because it's near. So it's the issue of proximity and accessibility. So tell Cyril Ramaphosa to say you are not swamped of refugees. No. You are just accessible. And the people seek protection from you. And we have to protect Zimbabweans. It's not South Africa as a soft touch for us. No. Hakuna zviriko zvinoshamisa zvakanga zvisiko kuZimbabwe. Chakushamisa chekuti we need protection ukaenda kuSouth Africa kuti ndisa abduct kuZimbabwe. Ndisapisirwe musha kuZimbabwe. ndisarowe kuZimbabwe mapurisa angona ngokumisa in time wotorowa ndakaona mukadzi akarowa musuno wevakadzi. Just imagine such brutality from state arm. Kurowa munhu wechikadzi arowe. Unoziva ndogara ndichitaurira vanhu life yangu ka asana mborowa mukadzi. Kurowa mukadzi chaiko chaiko never. Ndikaona ndine hasha dzekurowa nokuda murodhi unotsvaga varume kuti ngatirowane. Vakadzi tongosunyana chipushana kuti ibva apa mani my flow sikudera mani andiriona. Vakadzi vanoisa hasha dzimwe dzekuti ukataura sononzwa hasha dzimwe dzakaipa, but you can't fight a woman. And for Zimbabwe police to torture women, something that shocked me. And those type of human rights abuses, they're shocking in the world, ladies and gentlemen. A police force beating up women, and because you are Ndebele. You are Ndebele. Is it a crime? No one chooses to be born Ndebele. No one chooses to be born British. You can't choose to be born South African. And you must never be abused because you are Ndebele. You must never be abused because you are Shona. But the Zimbabwe Republic police have got guards to take people, beat them because you are Ndebele. You are Ndebele, you are Ndebele. Is that a crime? How can you beat me for being Ndebele? I never chose to be born Ndebele. I never chose to be born Shona. You don't choose where you are born. Understand? So those are not facts that we should be relying upon. To say because you are Ndebele, I have to beat you. You're Shona, I have to beat you. Stupid with Zimbabwe police. And the people run away from such behavior. They're going to South Africa. They're going to Botswana. Because in their country, they're being beaten because they're Ndebele. And if you go to South Africa, then serious, stupid Ramaphosa is sending you back again to where you were persecuted. He thinks akaumba akatora mutapo Ramaphosa akaumba South Africa akati apa ndo pangu panchafa nchitonga. Stupid! Stupid Ramaphosa. Stupid! Stupid Ramaphosa. Stupid Ramaphosa. Stupid. You can't do that. You never took Ramaphosa. You never built South Africa from clay mortar. You never did that. Auna kumboumba South Africa iwewe. You saw South Africa there. And you are going to die to leave South Africa there. My immigration will ever be there. You cannot eliminate immigration. You can't. People will move. Very soon, Zimbabwe will be okay. We are going to run Zimbabwe. We are going to rule Zimbabwe. We are going to make my mistakes as I get one Zanu PF. We are going to rectify them. Believe me. Believe me. Ngoma Bernard Matongo. Vakuru wangu vari pano kumana. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. If I talk, I have to give salute or reference kuna mkoma Bernard Matongo. Thank you, my brother. Vanhu vakuru vekuti we should be sitting down navo vachiudza nhoroondo. Toita sei vakuru? Zvakambofamba sei pakati? I blame Ramaphosa because he is the person who has got these policies we see today. The policies are being driven by Ramaphosa. Aungatauri bhazi rikabheuka, don't blame the driver. Apotsa road, boom, boom, bhazi rokudubuka. Vanhu 75 vofa, and don't blame the driver. When the driver is overspeeding, we blame the driver. When the driver is not driving the bus properly, we blame the driver. Because if with the policies that were put by Zuma and the policies that are put by Ramaphosa, they are different policies. So we blame Ramaphosa for this. Because they are his policies which he is driving. He's on the steering wheel. It's like to say don't blame ED, whilst ED is the man on the steering. We blame the man on the steering. Bus road South Africa route drive on Ramaphosa. If anything happens, we blame Ramaphosa. You understand what we mean? It's not that South Africa is a soft touch for refugees, as I've mentioned. South Africa is accessible. Inyika yekuti kana ndikamhanya netsoka, idhi yakamhanya netsoka kupinda Mozambique. It's accessible. Vanhu varunana Manicaland vanopinda Mozambique. It's accessible. It's accessibility that makes people go there. Adiri murikuona. If we want to know how many refugees are in South Africa, you eventually see that the number is immaterial. South Africa is a very big country. Very big country. Kune dzimwe nzvimbo dzekuti ukatoenda dzakakura kunge Zimbabwe, dzisina vanhu dzine mhuka chete. Very big country South Africa. Awipedze South Africa. Tinotora 16 million vari kuZimbabwe vakaenda kuSouth Africa vanogara mu1 town. It's like taking a population yeZimbabwe yese kuiunza kuno kuUK. London avaipedze vanotoita dzimba 2 to 3 muLondon. We don't have people. Zimbabwe ine vanhu vashomanini. You understand what I mean? So South Africa politics zero drive wanani. A man anenge akabata steering. So this is why we are blaming Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa deportations akadai atina kumboaona during Zuma. Kana kai kamudhara kanenge kakotora kembudzi kai kanzani kai mbeki. Atinobva tambozviona zvakadai zviriitwa today South Africa. Deportations were there, but not like this. Not at a massive scale like this. You understand? Saka tikada kutarisa nyika dzinobata refugees. Zimbabwe ine refugees. Guys, don't quote me wrong. If you go to Zimbabwe, go to Tongogara refugee camp and find how many refugees are there. From Uganda, Somalia, Kupi, Ethiopia. We've got refugees in Zimbabwe. And Zimbabweans have right to seek refugee or protection or asylum anywhere in the world. And Ramaphosa's bus he's driving has closed the doors for Zimbabweans to seek asylum. You understand what I mean? So the real burden of assisting these refugees doesn't lie on South Africa. From 𝗂𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗄, South Africa benefit mari dzavanopuwa neUnited Nations for these refugees. What they just do is submit their number. Kuti so far tine number yakati refugees from Zimbabwe, and the United Nations support them. They get money for these refugees. These refugees are not just thrown into South Africa, but they get support from United Nations. So South Africa is told, give them decent accommodation, give them food, we'll give you so much. They get money from United Nations for these refugees. I am telling you, they get money. They get support from United Nations. It's not that they take people, absorb them into their community and leave them like that. They get support for those people in there. So the assistance of refugees is by United Nations. South Africa is just to accommodate them. Kana vakatapa refugee imba, tapa refugee imba, tapa refugees imba zvatonoitwa kuno. They get support from United Nations. It's not for free. They don't do it for free. So kuchona refugees ari kuZimbabwe. Zimbabwe zvayakaita yakacreate anonzi refugee camps where these people are housed. Vanenge vachitohora mari in $US from United Nations. I know very people would know that. You are in South Africa as a refugee and the United Nations is supporting you. South Africa is getting money for supporting you. Kunana Zimbabwe, dai South Africa yakaita zvayakaita kuZimbabwe. Zimbabwe yakacreate refugee camps so that those refugees do not mix with the other Zimbabweans. Ukaenda kutongogara refugee camp ndiko vanogara ikoko. And vandohora mari in $. Vachitoenda kuHarare kunoshopa nemotikari dzakanzi UN marora aya vachinoshopa vachidzokera ikoko. You understand? So they get something for protecting Zimbabweans. It's not for free. United Nations help them. And in the morning. So it's it's like South Africa in a complain kainako perhaps they are probably the world's poorest country, which is not. South Africa is not a poor country. It's one of the richest nations in the world. Kadakona nyika dzakapfuma ausiye South Africa. And South Africa should understand that the refugees they see or find in Zimbabwe, they are running away or fleeing from this torture. They are fleeing from famine. They are fleeing from political persecution. That makes a person a refugee. And South Africa should be told, if they've forgotten, that they rectified the United Nations Charter. So they should be told that, look guys, you signed here that you are going to accommodate these people. Why deporting them today? So no one should be subjected to torture. Deporting Zimbabweans, you are torturing them. You understand? That's cruel. That's inhuman. That's degrading human life. That treatment should never be accepted. South Africa is punishing people who fled from Zimbabwe. South Africa is degrading humanity of people who fled persecution from Zimbabwe. South Africa is treating human beings inhumanly for fleeing Zimbabwe to seek refuge in South Africa. This 𝗂𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗀 Ramaphosa is cruel. He's torturing them mentally. It's cruel, he's a cruel man. He should understand Article 5 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. You must not be cruel to other people. You must not treat them inhumanly. You must not mentally torture them. Zimbabweans are being tortured. Zimbabweans are being tortured. The way they are being treated by Ramaphosa, that is torture. You fled torture in Zimbabwe. You go to Ramaphosa. You get tortured. After being tortured, send it back to your torturers. Send it back to your persecutors. They don't even care whether you are going to die there or not. And the majority of people do not know that asylum seekers anywhere in the world are entitled to the refugee fund. They are, truly. And South Africa is getting those funds. They just submit. Ukauya South Africa, be documented. Will be recognized as a refugee because they get funds from United Nations for those refugees. South Africans. They must treat them as South Africans because they get paid for those people there. And Simba Jackers, what do you think about Malema and his policies? Malema has got a problem. I've listened to most of his rants. Malema has got a problem. Problem yokutanga ya Malema munhu ari short tempered. Ari short tempered kudaro haana ma boundaries of a leader. A leader, you must leave some of these rants kuma political activists akaita sesu. Ini ndogona kuya panapa ndikatuka vanhu vese veZanu PF zvemkuti zvenizvo, but vachamisa cannot do that. And I think we need to look at this differently, Mkoma. Mazimba, we must stop looking at everyone else and start creating solutions ourselves. Mkoma Wilson, I agree with you 100%. Solutions are what we are saying today. If you are tortured, you don't live in Zimbabwe. Don't live under torture. Solution is to run away. Find peace first, then think. It is not you have to have solutions. You don't have about it. It's Amaratis. A lot of people, I think, they texted it. It's Amaram. We're in danger. Can you put them Zimbabwe for 2 minutes? Outside. But Itai had this fighting spirit. He said, I'll fight until I drop dead. Eventually, they abducted him and he disappeared. No issues and solutions. There is no dead hero in life. Dead heroes are only found in Zanu PF. Where you find 𝗦𝗂𝘂𝗵 anonzi a hero, Zanu. Well, if you die, you die. But there is time where you say, look, let me go outside the country. Nimbo garapasi, nimbo funga, not a regain. Then I'll come back to Zimbabwe with a different strategy. You understand what I mean? So solutions, issues of solutions are coming together. But you must come together in an environment then we bring a solution. Those are zvinoda kuZimbabwe mukangoungana muri 5 mapondwa nemapurisa hapana solution yamunoita. Mukangoita 10 wano wenyu musiyaiwo zvamadiscussa panapa mangwana zvinenge zviri panewspaper vakutosungwa vatsvangirai vakutonzi treason. So the environment created by Zanu PF is of fear, poverty, that result in no confidence in people. You lose your confidence. You lose your integrity and dignity. You understand what I mean? So, if you see Zimbabwe is a country that is known for torturing its citizens, it's a country that is known for killing its citizens, it's a country that is known for punishing its citizens for no apparent reason. They control and repress opposition political parties. So as a result, it's not a conducive country. It's not a country that is conducive for a living. This is why Zimbabweans leave. They leave the country to seek protection elsewhere, including South Africa, and should not be degraded for doing that. You understand what I mean? They should not be degraded for doing that. I don't think even the United Nations are aware of that. If you go to South Africa today, Zimbabweans are stateless people. They've been made stateless. If you go to Zimbabwe, their homesteads were destroyed by Zanu PF. The parents were killed. You understand? So as a result, they become stateless. Because you can't go back to Zimbabwe. You've got nowhere to go and live. And the only place that you can live is where you went to seek refuge. Most Zimbabweans are stateless now. We call them Zimbabweans by name, but take them to Zimbabwe, they've got nowhere to go. Munosvika momusiya pambare oendepi? Ovaka chimba chake chepambare cheuswa kuti agare imomo, zvino chunoya chekanzuru chechopwanya. Handimaona mudhara achitaura anoda kupengesa ari munhu ari kudhiraivha chapwanya imba yangu, zvimairwa mushonga ipapo. This is the Zimbabwe that we call we need solutions, ladies and gentlemen. A country that has made everyone a refugee. Please, let me say, no matter how much we need solutions to Zimbabwe, safety first. Safety is a necessity. If you become safe first, then you think of solutions. Because right now, many refugees or asylum seekers in South Africa, they are facing homelessness. South African government has issued a quota statement where they said they are going to employ South Africans first before 𝗻𝗂𝘂𝗵. It's a government that is discriminating against refugees. Eventually, you guys will become homeless and you will be wrecked from the streets, taken back to Zimbabwe, where you fled. So South Africa is creating a situation where Zimbabweans will never live peacefully. But you came seeking for peace in that country. And the United Nations should know this. Living conditions for Zimbabweans is appalling at the moment in South Africa. Ukanzwa Zimbabweans mazhinji anogara mukuku. muzvimba zvinonzi zvimukuku. South Africa is getting money for these refugees. They should be providing proper accommodation. Kwete zvimukuku zvokuti unenge uchigezera mudhishi ndo mubedroom ndo mukitchen. That is wrong for South Africa to do that. Very wrong for South Africa to do that. If you look at Zimbabweans, if you come kuna na UK kuno, most of them vari kuno mazhinji maZimbabweans, my economic refugees, my political refugees. These are migrants who fled for economic reasons. And 90% of Zimbabweans fled for these two reasons, economic and political. Muno muZimbabwe asana mbona munhu akatiza achida ndatiza unzi ndiri muChristian ndakurawa nemamuslim emuZimbabwe asada zviona izvozvo. You understand? And all these people who fled Zimbabwe, they left families. They left behind my families chaiwo. And they are doing this without understanding of what will happen to them tomorrow. Exactly, Mkomatapa. This is what I was saying. With South Africa or South Africans, they should do this considering themselves about tomorrow. If Zimbabweans, that I know 𝗦𝗂𝘂𝗁 𝗦𝗂𝗽𝗂𝗁 South Africa, we were not going to house them in our country. But because of this brotherhood, we said, oh, these are our brothers. Anzina Mkoma Simba answered my question about Malema's very good to my thanks very much. You are a wise man. Mataura Pashkuru now. Oh, thank you, Mkoma. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So, we left families back home. Hakuna chinhu chinonakidza kuti kana iri Christmas, Mkoma Shepi vanouya nemotikari yavo nemhuri yavo kwaChundu. Mkoma Givi vouyawo kwaChundu. Mkoma Steven, Mkoma Charles vanouya kwaChundu. Tosangana wakauya munin'ina wangu Simon vanouya kwaChundu. Tosangana toti mai vakewo, mai vangu, mai vaGivi, mai vaChale, mai vana tosangana pamba. Apa mbuya vedu zimbuya redu zigogo renyuchi rinenge rakagara apa. Nyuchi dzauya nechingwa majarini tichibika tea tichinwa tichitambawo namachesu paChristmas. Vamwe vanokwira vanouya nemabhazi, vamwe vanouya nemotikari dzavo, mabhazi anenge akatakura madhazeni nemadhazeni echingwa tichienda kuChristmas. Hakuna upenyu hunonakidza saihwohwo. Musaka uchinzwa vazhinji vachitaura kuti home is best. But zvese izvozvo takasiyana nazvo tichitiza Zanu PF. Tichitiza bad policies dzana Mugabe. Ndopambanza pandatanga kuimba kuti taimba isusu daima mutora maenda naye kusina gire, daima mutora maenda naye Mugabe uyu. Taimba. Nokuti tataona kuri kuenda nyika yanga yaenda kumawere. Takazviona kuti nyika yaenda. Surprisingly, those people in Zanu PF, they don't see it. They're blind to it. Honestly, with a normal human being, you don't see that you are destroying Zimbabwe, then there's something wrong with you. So what I'm talking about is the economic, we've got economic refugees, or political refugees, all those migrants who left Zimbabwe into foreign countries, that they should be treated with dignity. Not this thing, not the treatment that we see South Africans subjecting Zimbabwe to today. And Zimbabweans today, Zimbabwe is a country ravaged by famine. Kune nzara inotyisa kuZimbabwe. Tine crop failure iri muZimbabwe. Toziya inonzi policy missteps iri kuitwa muZimbabwe. Malema, exactly, Vicky. Malema has got this problem of playing to the gallery. Hadi kuwandirwa. Hadi kuwandirwa Malema. Malema hadi kuwandirwa. Angona maziso akamuwandira chete zvibhagera zvakutosimudzwa akutorowa kunyangwe nemajournalists. Kanozvitaka munhu kanorova Stereka Malema kaikai. He's a very good young man. Ane mama ideas ekuti magara pasi ane pan-Africanism chiri mari. Chinozongobviswa neka brutality and cruelty kaanofungidzira kuti anako. Malema munhu is a gangster. You understand? He's a gangster. That boy is a gangster. It's different kunana President Nelson Chamisa kuti ukataura nawo, you really understand when Chamisa is talking that I'm talking to someone with integrity, someone putting dignity ahead of everything. President Nelson Chamisa has got dignity. He put that ahead of anything. And Chamisa, I know that gentleman. Kubandisiru Zimbabwe nsanda tomboya kuna na UK. Anabva rambomuzwa chituka munhu tupfutseka. Kana kwazo munhu akatukwa na Chamisa tupfutseka, amira apa ataura Chamisa akanditi pfutseka. There is humbleness in Chamisa which makes him a leader. Kana tikatura United Africa, we put forward Chamisa's name to lead the United Africa, United States of Africa. The only person in Africa capable of leading that is Chamisa at the moment. And the Zimbabweans, I don't really understand that you know what you have in Chamisa. I wish you all knew what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. Aende pamura chadresa ndakavaka mochari inotonhorera. Mochari is not a place yekuti unofamba tichitaura kuti mochari inotonhorera and you like it. You understand? Ukangoona munhu anofarira zvekuvaka mochari achitadza kuvaka chipatara, then we have a problem in our country. Anzina Mkoma Wilson, Mkoma Shepherd, once again, the world will never resolve my problems. And look at the Rwanda genocide. Isusu Tega, we must sort this out. Tushandrukutaura Mkoma Wilson, we must sort this out. Kana tabatana. Chirikudiwa apa, kuti masoja eZimbabwe vaone reality. Zimbabwe National Army. Ndokune problem chete mZimbabwe. Apana, my problems esa murikuona eZimbabwe are being created ku KG6 neZimbabwe National Army. Ukanzwa ED pakataura kuti Mugabe ndakamutaura kuti president amungadyiwe tiripo. The next thing is he released ZNA soldiers to go into rural areas to campaign for Zanu PF, a brutal campaign where people were cut, even their palms, everything were cut. Nzeve dzakachekwa, miromo yakachekwa, muno dzikabviswa, misha ikapiswa. And that was done by Zimbabwe National Army. Vakatora 2008, vakatora mabhazi, mazupu, angati mazupu, mabhazi earmy, they were painted nezupuko color. Vachitakura vanhu, vachitanga kutakura vanhu vari kuenda kumaruzeva, vachideploya masoldier everywhere. Vakavhura mabases kwairohwa vanhu every night. Saka munhu arege kutiza nyika yakadaro. This is where our problem is. Mkoma Wilson. Our problem lies or is created by Zimbabwe National Army. They don't want to leave politics to politicians and defend our country. No. They want to be politicians. At the same time, they want to be Zimbabwe National Army. So we have got a partisan army that caused millions of people to flee Zimbabwe. Hakuna president akadaro. You understand? So reality is, our problems in Zimbabwe are created by Zimbabwe National Army. They are not created by anyone else. Vana ED havana mapowers. Ndosaka uri kuona kana pakabviswa Mugabe, it was Zimbabwe National Army which took food to Zazamu Road, unconstitutional. So our problem is in the army. The type of army we have today is a political army. It's an arm of Zanu PF. It's a wing of Zanu PF. Ndo iri kudetermine kuti kuzanu kwacho anotonga Zimbabwe ndiani. Ndo iri kudetermine munyika. We just do election to appease the international community, but there is no election in Zimbabwe. People should know that. Army controls the election system. Ukada how many soldiers vakaappointwa, even our judges, they are former soldiers, Zanu PF. Ukaenda kuZEC, Zanu PF, masoja ariko. Ukaenda kuZESA, Zanu PF, masoja ariko. Ukaenda kuprison, Zanu PF, masoja ariko. So at the end, the Zimbabwe as a state is militarized. And it will be very difficult to demilitarize that country unless if people say we can wage an armed struggle where we will defeat that army and remove those soldiers. This is the problem that we have. The problems in Zimbabwe are soldiers. It's not about the country, not about my politicians, because the politicians are controlled by the army. To the extent of kuti mukanzi tsvagai vice president weZimbabwe mungatora Chiwenga mumita vice president weZimbabwe. Honestly, kana unzwa kuti mashaya ma leaders in your country. The worst person in the world to become a vice president of a country in a modern Zimbabwe is Chiwenga. I would bet for 𝗂𝗵𝗶𝗀, not Chiwenga. And everything started with Mugabe, that's true, who was militarizing everything. Judge anopoenda 𝗻𝗄𝘃. 𝗻𝗄𝘃 was a soldier. Ndiye anobvanzi ndiye chairperson weZEC. Akabva nekuarmy, obvanzi judge, obvanzi kuZEC. Anditi maona problem. Where Zimbabwe problems are is the Zimbabwe National Army. It's not a problem created by politicians. Zvekunyeperwa kunze hanzi masanctions akauya neMDC, don't be fooled. Takaenda kuchikoro tese isusu. We went to school. We went to school tese, and we really know where sanctions came from. When Zanu PF started killing people, beating people, vakatadza kuona kuti this is an era of social media. Vachipisamisha panapa mavideo anenge atofamba. You understand? Vachidimbura vanhu maoko, mavideos anenge atofamba. Takaona vakadzi magaro akabairwa mapanga. That alone is human rights abuses, and that attracts sanctions. Atikataure kuti dai kuri kunzi kuchuza, tikatarisa mapoliticians atinawo muZimbabwe. Atinawo ese mukanzi chuzai vice president. You cannot go and choose Munagada Chiwenga as a vice president. He can't even read and write. He can't. He can't read and write. Then you say this is a vice president. I would rather go and take Atam Tambara with a vice president with Zanu. Or the president with Zanu. Rather than taking Munagada Chiwenga with their vice president Wenyika. A person who was loud cannot read and write. And this is 21st century, ladies and gentlemen, where we value education. As you please tell me, do sanctions build mansions in Borrowdale? Exactly, Mkoma Wilson. If you go to Borrowdale today, you get shocked. Go to America, Nana Chiwenga, you will never see that house in America. You will never see it. Vanakasukuere vakavaka 50-bedroomed houses under sanctions. Then when they come to you, they give crocodile tears. Ma sanctions atiuraya achivaka 50-bedroomed house. Yes, we are talking of Dr. Chiwenga here. You see, we've got incapable people running our country. And they hide behind their finger my sanctions. Whilst they are building 50-bedroomed houses. Ugarama mansions avari kuvaka kwe masoja SII. This is why they don't want to leave power. You understand? So our problem centers on army, Zimbabwe National Army. And more. Zanu PF yacho chaichayo kuti utonge mZanu PF, that is determined by the army. Musauri kuona Mugabe akanzi gara apa mudhara fuck off. Uya iwe wani ID gara apa. And if they are fed up with ID vanokanda bhutsu. Uya iwe SB moyo gara apa. Army is determining who becomes leader of Zimbabwe. Exactly. They are building my bulletproof houses. And more. Magana chombo achimanya. Chombo wakamanya. Achitiza mauto chombo. Wakamanya chombo. And all. So, if we look at Southern Africa, especially Zimbabwe, kuna mama other conditions which have affected our country. We've suffered a lot of regular drought in that country. The reality is that a lot of people were starving, and people are starving today. Dr. Mtodi, ukana ari kuvaka mansion, anozani uyo ndakashamisika. maZimbabweans sometimes munondishamisa imimi. Guys, ngative vanhu vari mu21st century. Let's not be like vanhu vari kunguwadzana mbuya nanda. 𝗂𝗲𝗍𝗶 uyo akakwira mgomo, ane mutombo ane bute mutombo, unonzi mutombo kune mutombo. Anga ane mashekisheke ekuti ana kule neCasto achinopira mudzimu pasi pemujhacha mgomo. Ipapapo ari kupira mudzimu yake yengozi, uko ari kuvaka mansion, imba yakavaka 𝗂𝗲𝗍 munyika isina zvipatara. Dai akaivaka akati ndiri kuvaka chipatara aitwa hero, but ari kuvaka mansion okwira mugomo nemutombo nemashekisheki neCasto achinopira nakule vakatila kudhambi. Ndakazoitaura kuti kule vakatila kudhambi ndakoma pana pamusoro pegomo neCasto nebute achida kati failed. That's rubbish, totally rubbish. Andinoona 50 bedroom house 𝗵𝗂𝘂𝘁𝗵𝗴 achibva ipapo anotaura kuti aha I can't buy you food, nyika yatadza kutenga chikafu haina mari, achivaka 50 bedroom house. Mamansions avanawo esaya. Munonyeba those state funds, guys. Imari yenyika iyayo. The realities imbavha vanhu. They try to hide under sanctions. These people are thieves. Andiri muona. Ukada kutarisa Zimbabwe unochema. 21st century, we still talk of malnutrition in Zimbabwe. 21st century. Ekuti kurima kwa electrified. Andiri. Zvasiyana nekurima kwataita kudhara kokuti ngorima zimunda rakati zimunda risina nebasa rese. Izvezvo unorima a small portion of land uchikohwa zvinotyisa. 21st century farming, but we are talking of malnutrition in Zimbabwe, which is a fact in our life, ladies and gentlemen. And the people who flee such type of a country, they don't stay. People go. If we talk of death in Zimbabwe, ndakataura ndikati makuva ekuno kuUK ndikakuratidzai munorwa neana imini. Vanhu vari kumakuva ekunoku ukasvika kuti uone kuti pane munhu akafa ne18 years, unogona kuona vari 4 chete pamakuva ne1000 bodies. Vanhu vari kufa kuno kwari 100 years, 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, 80. Gore rakafanana naro Ngabe riya ndo correct age of dying. Mwana achifa ne4 years, 2 years munomu zvoshamisa. Say that's kwa nemuda anyura mvura. Kuna mwana anofa ne disease at 4 years. Very rare in this country. KuZimbabwe vari kufa vanhu ne malnutrition. Got loads of death, children dying from malnutrition. And in one, many people are dying. Many people are dying. Children are dying in Zimbabwe. Children are dying in malnutrition. Havana chekudya vana. Even our type of water we drink. Kuti utomwa mvura muZimbabwe wakutotenga yemuchigubhu. Guys, what type of a country? People who leave that country. People who flee the country. Mvura yekunwa chaicha is all contaminated. Harare water is not worth for drinking. Mvura yekudiridzisa chete. People are dying. Or out as a medical aid chaicha in Zimbabwe, we totally have nothing. Atichina zvatinazvo. Atisina zvatinazvo. And Zimbabwe doesn't have anything at the moment. But refugees are kutoenda kunana South Africa ndovandosvika. Ndakuudzai pandakabvawo Zimbabwe inini. Ndaitaura namadhamu wangu musuno. Akanditi Shepherd, do you know that if you did not come to England by now ingadai wakafa? Ndikati why? Akati why? Pandakauya muno muUK vanhu vakatoshamisika paHeathrow Airport 2008. PaHeathrow Airport ndasvika ndaburuka mundege ndandisikazivi ndiri kuenda kupi. Ndaive nevana, mukadzi wangu ava nenhumbu iri uko 7 months. Apa tine kabhegi katatabva nako chidhonza netuvana twangu. Ndakatengera vana vangu matracksuits ndogara ndichiseka nyaya iyoyo ezvino zvindikatarisa. ndakakwira British Airways direct flight, but British Airways imomo ndakanoiswa ku business class. Ndakanga ndakapfeka tracksuit. Ndaiseka madam yaliwo wakapfeka tracksuit kayo. Aine zidumburuku wakapfeka tracksuit. Vana vangu vasikana ndakanga ndakapfekedza ma tracksuit. Boss pane munhu akatiti kwamuri kuenda kunotonhora, saka pfekai ma tracksuits. Saka takana takapfeka ma tracksuits. Saka tasvika tamhara pa airport. Ndaidonza bag ndini, boss madam aitadza kufamba, nhumbu yanga yakura. Saka takasvika pa Heathrow pacho. Ndakanga ndiri business class ka British Airways, asina ndakapfeka tracksuit. Andiri kuona ndasvika pa Heathrow, ndakadaidzwa pa immigration paipa nemwe anenge muJamaican. Ndakatoshamisika kuti ku UK kuna vanhu vatema so kadai so. Akabva say come here. Ndobva ndaenda kami ndakandoonawo chika, ndakangoona tracksuit dzandakapfeka. Apa mukadzi wangu akani mapundu enhumbu aya. Saka ndofa ngoti mabalanza aya. Ndobva tidaidza paipa. Ndobva taenda akati can I have your passports? Ndobva ndatora passport yangu bva ndamupa. Ndobva ndatora mapassports edu. Ndobva ati can you wait here? Ozati hana yangu yakarova. Ndikati okay, saka vanhu vachinzi ukaenda ku UK unodeport. Akaspota isusu tega. Vamwe vanhu vakarega vachipfuura. Ndobva ndatora mapassports angu. Ndobva akwiza nawo ameno mudenga muHeathrow memwe. Akwiza nawo mapassport angu mudenga memwe. Isakangosara takagara takamira paipa takabata bag. Vanhu vese vachingotipfuura vachienda. Muromo wakataura achida abata passport yangu akati green passport, this Zimbabwe passport. Kati yes. Ndobva okay, can I have your passport? Ndobva atora ese mapassports edu, ndobva akwiza kuenda kumusoro. Saka time yakadzoka mufesi yeye. Saka ndoteerera vachamisa vachiti God is in it. I believe God is in it. Pane munhu andifonera kuseni anditi God is in it shepherd. Ndakapfeka matracksuits ndakatenga. Zvinzi kunopisa and maulen aya akanaka matracksuits aya, but kwainzi kunopisa kuno. Kwainzi kunotonhora man. Saka takagadzirira chando. Adzoka ndakamutarisa mufesi apa na hanangu yanomborova bhozi vati hafutsiki. Achingodzoka so akabata mapassports angu. Ndobva akachinja tone. Aida kuti akakuharasa kaiba ndakaona achinja tone manje adzoka. Abata mapassports akati welcome to England Mr. Yuda. I said, oh, thank you so much. Ndobva andipa mapassports back. Zvikanzi, do you know where you are going? I said, no, I don't know. Zvikanzi, no problem. You go and take a seat there. I said, thank you. Someone will come and see you. I said, thank you. Ndobva ndabva ipo patanogara patakanogara. And the person akauya patakagara ipapo, next person who came there was a doctor. I didn't know. Ndobva asvika, Mr. Yuda, how are you? But I don't know, I'm well, thank you, how are you? Tajaira zvoku Zimbabwe, got fine, thank you. Fine, thanks, and how are you? Ndochiri kuchatati nacho tisvika ku UK. Saka abva anditi azvintroduce that I'm a medical doctor. And I understand I'm here because of your wife. I understand your wife is 7 months pregnant. Got yes. So before we let you in, we need to carry some medical checks. Kutonoti afamba zvakanaka here boss, tatakamumirira. Ndikati no problem. Ndobva madam vatorwa, ndobva vanopinzwa mawanga wakapinzwa. Achitariswa adzoka. Zvikanzi iwe uya kuno takutarisa futi. Ndobva ndaenda. Saka muno vaibaya kamukanoka vaibaya so. Vaingokuti ju. Saka ndakatariswa maziso, ngatariswa chii, ngatariswa everything, chest x-ray ikatorwa pa Heathrow airport. Tracksuit Zimbabwe staff. Saka andibaya ka Jackson kaya ndobva akanditi, I know everything is fine Mr. Yuda. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming to England. So do you know where you're going? No, I don't know. Zvikanzi okay. Ufamba nepapa, boss atasara tega isusu. Zvikanzi unofamba nepapa. Unobuda nekuko. You see vanhu vakakumirira ikoko. Ndikati oh, thank you so much. Saka muno muzvanda vanenge vakanyora chipepa so. Ngembudzi. Chakanyorwa shepherd Yuda vanava. Ndikati okay fine. Saka takabuda paipa tichingotarisa kuti tukuendepi. Ndosandoona chipepa chakanzi shepherd Yuda. Ndikati okay, that guy ndiye watikuenda naye. Saka you understand what I mean kuti pano pakunakidza mukoma kevi. Saka zvazvinoita tiri kutaura kuti ndakauya ndichitiza kubva kuZimbabwe. Same applies evana vakaenda ku South Africa. Same applies vakaenda ku Botswana. Same applies vakaenda kupi any other country in Southern Africa. Taitiza military government inouse ma soldiers kuuraya vana veZimbabwe vasina mhosva yakapara. So political persecution, social persecution, a lot of killings that happened in Zimbabwe. This is what led Zimbabweans leave that country. We love our country. I love my country. You love your country. But because of the environment created by Zanu PF, it's not conducive for you to live in there. If we look at the conduciveness of violence, of environment, let's take a very good example of 𝗂𝗬𝗃𝗏. Someone in Zimbabwe knows where 𝗂𝗬𝗃𝗏 is. Someone in Zimbabwe abducted 𝗂𝗬𝗃𝗏. Someone in Zimbabwe killed 𝗂𝗬𝗃𝗏. Someone in Zimbabwe knows where 𝗂𝗬𝗃𝗏's body is buried. Someone in Zimbabwe had to dig a grave for 𝗂𝗬𝗃𝗏 to bury him without the family knowing. Someone in Zimbabwe knows what happened to 𝗂𝗬𝗃𝗏, but that someone doesn't want to talk. That someone doesn't want to give us information. But where is 𝗂𝗬𝗃𝗏? This is what led Zimbabweans leave Zimbabwe. We have got a lot of people abducted, murdered, and buried where relatives do not know where they are. We saw Zanu PF Mount Darwin digging a disused mine, taking out from that mine fresh bodies, which nobody knows today who those bodies were. So someone knows where 𝗂𝗬𝗃𝗏 is. Someone knows who killed 𝗂𝗬𝗃𝗏. Someone knows where the body is buried. Someone knows. Azvinoti hakuna asingazivi. Haisi tsono yakarasika mujecha. Munhu akaita 𝗴𝗏𝗀𝗃𝗏. Who knows? Someone knows. You understand? So our problem in Zimbabwe is the military. It's not politics, it's the military, which is interfering in our political system, not politics. Sanctions in Zimbabwe were imposed on Zimbabwe not because of politics, but because of the military interference in politics, the killing of innocent civilians, the disappearing of Zimbabwe people. This is where we got sanctions from. So ukanzwa munhu anomira achiti MDC yakanokumbira ma-sanctions, muudze kuti mai vako vanhu vanorovana. Uzati ndakaseka mumwe musi kuti vanhu vanorovana, ipapa ndikamira ndikati mukoma Wilson, mai vamai venyu totorovana panapa, kurovana zvisingaiti, but hapana zvandatuka nakuti mai vamai venyu mbuya varipo. Munhu wamuti mai vamai vako zvatopera motorovana. Handiona culture is maZimbabweans. Saka munhu ukaona anomira achitaura kuti MDC yakaunza ma-sanctions, mudze kuti mai vamai vako, nekuti MDC haina kutuma masoja eZimbabwe kunouraya vanhu. Haina kutuma masoja eZimbabwe kunopisa. Haina kutuma masoja eZimbabwe kunofoma mabhesi vachitora vanhu mudzimba vachiponda usiku vachirova kuti anzi voterai Zanu PF. Hakuna election yakadaro. And that election is null and void. Ndosaka muri kuona tiri kutiza Zimbabwe. We are running away from Zimbabwe. This human pain, the human suffering that the Zimbabweans are going through is what the pain that is telling me today, could Cyril Ramaphosa, you are stupid. You are stupid. Protect our Zimbabweans. All those Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe, they love their country. We love Zimbabwe. We are Zimbabweans. That will never change. We will never change. Zimbabwe will never change. It is our country, ladies and gentlemen. It is your country. No Zimbabwean is better than any other Zimbabwean. We are all Zimbabweans. We love our country. We are doing everything best we can to help our country. So ukazona mwe munhu achiti auye kuZimbabwe chakubata sezvandoitwa ndofonerwa every day kuti chakubata unondibata kupi kana unondibata uya undibate kana ndakakomita crime the Interpol is there. Tell the Interpol we need him to Zimbabwe. He has to face trial. I've never committed a crime in Zimbabwe, and I never committed a crime, and I will never commit a crime. So Zimbabwe government, Nema Soja Ayo, they should know that all those people that they are killing, the children that they burn, they've got rights, those people. They are Zimbabweans as well. Unoona imba ichirodhoka nemoto muri kuchira vanhu mumba vari kuchema mai we hauna tsitsi here unonzwa mwoyo wako kuita sei? How do you feel? You set alight a heart where kids are sleeping because the father supported MDC. How do you feel? Honestly, how do you feel? How do you feel, guys? Burning a heart. Children are sleeping in there. They don't know politics. They don't know who's Mugabe, who is ED, who is Chamisa. They're just kids who are going to school. Little kids. You burn a house, you burn a heart, you set it on fire, killing those people. How do you feel? Because you're a soldier. Saka usoja wako ndokuuraya vana. Kana vanhu vatiza nyika makuru wama sanctions, you cry foul. Stupid. Those children, they've got rights as well. They're Zimbabweans. We've got rights, we are Zimbabweans. We love our country. Anditi mona. Akuna kwatinofata kapwanya nyika yedu. But mimi ndimo makupwanya nyika yedu. You understand? Ukada kuona ukaenda ku South Africa ndakarwadziwa. Ndakaona those little boys who went to South Africa unaccompanied. Those children went to South Africa unaccompanied. Vaifudzira a South African family mombe. Vachibvunzwa kuti how ndakachema. This is when pandakanyatsoita breakdown. Ndakaita breakdown ipapo. Ndakaita breakdown. Ndakatarisa vana, 2 boys who went to South Africa unaccompanied. Vasvika koko vakaemployiwa nema South African families. Vachifudza mombe. Ndakaita breakdown, honestly. Do we have a government? Very sad. Do we have a government in Zimbabwe? Where kids, children, as young as 5 years, 7 years, they go to South Africa unaccompanied. They don't know where they are going. Ungosvika paipo ndirutsvaga basa rekufudza mombe. Voswera vachifudza mombe ku South Africa. Akabvunzwa how much are you earning? 500 rands. Ndakachema. I looked at the way I grew up. I looked at my children. I looked at different issues, different people. So zangu yakabuda. Madam wangu akapinda ndakagara muno akati Shepherd chi. Ndikati, "Wona video yevana. What's your take, my wife?" Vana, ma 6-7 years, going to South Africa unaccompanied, separated from their families, to go and look for a job rekutina mombe, South Africa, ma Zimbabweans. Vachitina mombe kudaro vari kuhora 500 rands. Akabvunzwa ndakutumira mai kumusha watenge upfu. Ndopandakabva ndaita breakdown. Andiri muri kuona. And vana ivavo ndo vacho vari kuraundwa ne South African police, put in prison, send back to Zimbabwe. Ramaphosa, please. Unoona, I've never wished anyone death. I've never wished anyone death. But I wish Mwari dai wanzo kuchema kwedu. Vanhu vakaita sana Ramaphosa vaiva, they don't deserve to survive in the world. They are cruel people. South Africa inyika home. Yakakura nyika in South Africa. I think Zimbabwe inopinda 3-4 times in South Africa. But to 16 million people vari muZimbabwe vashoma. Tokona kubvisa vanhu vese vari muZimbabwe toisa muSouth Africa vogara mu1 town. Zimbabwe yongoita land yekungorima chete, vanhu vachinorima chete. That is possible, it can happen. But Ramaphosa is not looking at that. He doesn't even feel shame for people of Zimbabwe. He has got guts to stand on the podium and call America to remove sanctions. He has guts to stand on a podium and call British government to remove sanctions. The British and the Americans, they are looking at Ramaphosa deporting Zimbabweans. Then they will ask themselves, is this man all right upstairs? He wants us to remove sanctions, but he's deporting the Zimbabweans back there. Why can't you look after those people? My brother, we fled from Zimbabwe. So we look at Ramaphosa because United Nations is chipping in something for the upkeep of those refugees. And so human rights belong to everyone. And Ramaphosa should know this. The same rights he's according South Africans are the same rights that Zimbabweans should be accorded. And refugees must receive the same human rights. Where we don't look at Ramaphosa, but that's where we fled. That's where we seek refuge. That's where we went for protection. So if we go for protection, we should be accorded the same rights as South Africans. Just like in the UK, you are accorded the same rights as everyone else here. African National Union doesn't care. Definitely they don't care about Zimbabwe. Azania. I cry for Azania. I wish that dream I was singing when I was young about Azania comes true. I used to cry about Nelson Mandela incarcerated at Robben Island. I used to draw Nelson Mandela in my book. Every time, my mom used to open my school books, even my teachers, they can confess what I'm telling you. Every book that I got from school, they cover a plastic cover, there's a picture of Nelson Mandela. I used to pray for Azania. When I started knowing that there's someone in prison known as Mandela fighting for the freedom of Zimbabweans, I always thought of Zimbabwe during the struggle war. So what I'm saying is human rights are for every Zimbabwean. Everyone in South Africa should be accorded the same rights as the refugees. Do not deport our people. Eustace is saying these children are a result of sanctions, which I say no, are a result of army brutality. Sanctions came after army brutality. And a lot of people had left the country before sanctions were put. Because sanctions were put because of army brutality. This is what invited sanctions. Houses were burnt by the army. The army formed bases, military bases during election time. They used to abduct people, take them to military bases, bashing people overnight, killing. In Karoi, you used to see bodies thrown into the sewage system. 2, 3, 4 bodies of people who killed overnight. Most of these victims, they had knife wounds behind them written MDC. Vainyora musana kwevanhu kuti MDC vachidira fertilizer. Vachiuraya vanhu vachikanda mvura. That invited sanctions. Eustace, I've got my pictures yondogona kutumira. Vakadzi vaibaiwa magaro so vachirohwa vachiuraiwa. I always talk about the Mazoe killings, where Nyamkondiwa, former officer in charge of Harare Remand Prison, took a rifle, went to Mazoe, asked the people pa Msangano to support MDC pana bandawanani. 2 guys were hand-picked and shot in front of everyone. They were killed by Nyamkondiwa. That invited sanctions. Misha yese ayonekwa yakapiswa here invited sanctions. Zanu PF deployed the army. Zanu PF deployed the army, which went to my rural areas to kill innocent civilians. Ndara Mgwandarika, my uncle, was murdered by a soldier. Understand? So sanctions were invited by Zanu PF. And the only part that can lead to removal of sanctions is Zanu PF. So if anyone stand papodium achitaura sanctions were invited by MDC, tell him that MDC never deployed army to kill people. MDC never deployed army to maim people. MDC never deployed army to steal. MDC never deployed army to DRC. Quite a lot of those things brought sanctions to Zimbabwe. So Zanu PF invited those sanctions. And the only party that can have those sanctions removed, it is Zanu PF. The way they invited sanctions is the same way that they should do to get those sanctions removed. Ukaona pane video iri pa internet when Mugabe was shouting at that journalist that you are an idiot. At the end, there were Zanu PF people who invaded a farm in Marondera. They killed dogs. They killed innocent people at the farm. They burnt houses. And videos were taken whilst they were doing that. Showing anyone in the world, showing anyone that video, he will tell you, I will put Zanu PF on sanctions. Zanu PF behaved like Osama bin Laden, behaved like ISIS, not like a government. They behaved like jihadists, invading a farm, killing everyone per family for no apparent reason. By doing that, Zanu PF invited sanctions. And it is the only party that has to implement the requirements for sanctions to be removed. So, no one in Zimbabwe has got powers to have sanctions removed. It's only Zanu PF that has powers to reform and have those sanctions removed. And the requirements of the reforms are very simple, straightforward. But for the past 20 years, Zanu PF has refused to implement those requirements for sanctions to be removed. That means they are enjoying sanctions. They are building mansions during sanctions. Ukaona imba ya 𝗂𝗲𝗃𝗂𝗃 haivakwi pama sanctions here. Ukaona imba yakavakwa na 𝗂𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃 haivakwi pama sanctions here. Ukaona imba yakavakwa na ED haivakwi during ma sanctions kuRuzeva. Ukaona blue roof ya Mugabe haivakwi with the country under ma sanctions. Saka these people, they are trying to hide behind sanctions vachivaka ma mansions, which is wrong. This is why they don't want to remove sanctions. The Zanu PF is the only party in Zimbabwe that can remove sanctions. Vanachamisa kana vakwira mugomo vati tukumbira kuti ma-sanctions alo abviswe, vanouzwa kunzi hamisi ndimi makaunza ma-sanctions inini. Stay away from it. MDC is told every time painochema kuti sanctions should be removed. Iri kuuzwa MDC kuti you are not the people vakaunza ma-sanctions. Lord, let those who brought sanctions do the proper thing. This is why you see every time Chamisa tells Zanu PF, do the proper thing for sanctions to be removed. But Chamisa, Vanachangirai, they flew to America, they flew to Canada, they went everywhere. Vachichema kuti matukukumbira madima kusama sanctions, and they were told Sandruku Kuzai. Chamisa was told to America point blank that you did not invite sanctions. And you have got no right to say sanctions should be removed. The people who invited sanctions with Zanu PF are the people who are to do the right thing so that we remove sanctions. This is why you see Chamisa is always telling them, Zanu PF do the right thing for sanctions to go. But Zanu PF said they don't want. They are enjoying the sanctions. They want to build mansions whilst pretending to be under sanctions. They fly taking gold everywhere, but it's under sanctions. So it's Zanu PF that invited sanctions. It's only Zanu PF that can have those sanctions removed. As a result of Zanu PF sanctions, Zimbabweans have left Zimbabwe. We have gone to countries where we are racially discriminated. We are in countries where we are not valued as human beings. We are not valued as human beings. We are treated with no dignity in South Africa. Chamisa has cried, even here in UK. I saw Chamisa crying. telling the British, please remove sanctions. And he was told point blank that you are not the one who invited sanctions. Tell your counterparts, Zanu PF, to do the correct thing so that we remove sanctions. And Chamisa took the message to ED to say, Mdara, do the right thing so sanctions can go. Zimbabwe yonaka. He was told blank, to point blank with Atili, Zanu PF. You understand? So it's about the Zimbabweans now to take it upon ourselves to say, let's force Zanu PF to do the correct thing for sanctions to go. And it more. Saka problem iri apa yatachitaura nezvema refugees. Could asylum seekers illegal to the extent that Zanu PF, I mean South Africa will deport vanhu vakauya kuzokumbira vakapotera. Kupotera kunorambidzwa here. Is it illegal? Under the international law, those landing on your soil or shores, especially on your soil, without prior authorization, are asylum seekers, a legal status. Pabate ipapo. South Africa should know that the people who land on their soil without prior authorization, that person land in your soil without prior authorization, automatically that person becomes an asylum seeker. And by being an asylum seeker, it's a legal status that allows you to stay in that country. You came without authorization. Because when I order to England, no chaga visa, I'm authorized to enter England. Then I'll fly to England. Ningendine visa. But imagine, Nangoland, I'm UK and in a visa. Automatically I become an asylum seeker. That is a legal status. To say, look, I'm in your country as a refugee or as an asylum seeker. So I should not be deported. I came here illegally, of course. But the mere fact that I landed here without prior authorization, that means I'm an asylum seeker. It's a legal status that is recognized by law. You understand? So deporting me, zvinenge zvakurevei. Vanhu vanonzi ma-illegals this. Vanhu vanonzi vari illegal in a country, unenge waita overstay your visa, then you become illegal in that country. When I come to England with a visa, show it to the Home Office that you authorize me to be in your country. If I overstay that visa, automatically I become illegal in this country. But if I come to this country without prior notice, telling the British I'm coming there, I land here, my legal status is an asylum seeker. I should be allowed to stay. Munofana kundipa ugari. Because ndauya inini anokudza ndiri kuya. Ndauya nchitiza Zanu. You understand? Ndauya nchitiza Zanu PF. Andiri mona. So there is a growing tendency in Southern African countries not to recognize what I'm saying here. That you guys should protect Zimbabweans. I'm not an immigration lawyer, Eustace, but these are things that I know. Because I was once an asylum seeker, I'm now a refugee. And I really know that. When I came here, I used to read a lot about that. You understand? Because if I come to UK on a visa, overstay on a visa, I become illegal in this country. But when I come without prior notice telling them that I'm coming to your country, if they find me here, I automatically becomes an asylum seeker. It's a legal status that allows me to live in this country. Zvinhu zvatofana kuziva, it's general knowledge, ashide lawyer, ashide law. It's general knowledge that every Zimbabwean should know, every asylum seeker should know, every refugee should know. Vanhu vasikafanirwa kuziva, vanhu vasikagona kuverenga chirungu, but maZimbabweans takafunda kaisusu. Takafunda, saka we should all know this. But the South African government, the Southern African governments, they pay a blind eye or a deaf ear to whatever I'm saying here. When they see us, they say, oh, these are chiefs. refugee cheats. These are criminals. Everywhere we go, criminals. In UK, kufamba pana vanzi, you are a criminal. Ukaona kusungwa munhu mutema. Yesterday I saw one of the black people in Manchester being tasered by a gun. Tasered, in front of a small boy. We are treated like criminals. Otherwise, we are refugees. We are harmless. We are harmless. But you find someone being tasered by police for being in the UK, for being black. So, asylum seekers are not criminals. We are not criminals at all. Refugees are not criminals at all. Nazo someone angachiti they were deported because they were criminals. Not all of them were criminals. So the granting of asylum to refugees is must be a peaceful and humanitarian act. Those people should be considered on humanitarian grounds, peacefully, and be allowed to live in South Africa. South Africa has got no right to deport them. No right to do so at all. If you ask South Africans today, especially general public, hey, Nigerians are fraudsters. Hey, Zimbabweans are fraudsters. These Makwelekweles, they are here to cream off the benefits. This a lot of rubbish, a lot of nonsense. They call asylum seekers or the refugees in their country, they're conmen. They're fraudsters. They're there to enjoy this and that. We are paid by the United Nations to be in those countries. Your countries benefit something from UN. We are not fraudsters. We are not criminals. We are not here like in the UK for benefits. Ndakazombodza munhu weZanu panapa yanogarira mabenefits in UK. Ndikamubvunza which benefit do I get from his UK government? When I came to this country, I was an asylum seeker ndiri paNASA ndichisupportwa neUnited Nations. Soon after getting my papers, I went straight to work. I went straight to university. Ndichipuwa loan yaindichengeta. After that I worked. Saka where pandakambonzi ndapuwa benefit in this country ndepapa, I don't even know kuti kunopuwa unemployment benefit in this country. I've never been on unemployment benefit myself. Kana iriko pamunhu chatotanga kuipuwawo ipapa apa nenyaya yekuti ndaane mwaka ndisingaende kubasa. You understand? So these other countries, they believe we are criminals. We are not criminals. We are not fraudsters. We are not conmen. We are not. You are labeling us. Or we are not. And once you become once you become a refugee in a country you seek protection, automatically you are entitled to anything that the citizens of that country benefit. Zimbabweans who are in South Africa, they are entitled to what South Africans benefit by mere fact that you are recognized as a South African, as a refugee. You must benefit whatever South Africans are benefiting. Your stupid president achitaura kuti kana usiri South African atisuzokupa mari yekudya yeCovid. But he's getting the money from United Nations. It's not his money. Understand? So those in South Africa, they deserve what South Africans are getting. Can I 200 rands per munhu? Ivo vanokodzerawo marefugees ngavapuwe mari. Because haisi mari yaRamaphosa kai. Haisi mari South African government. They are getting support from United Nations. So they should give them money. They should give them accommodation as well. Kune ma national asylum support anopiwa andiri murikuona. They should even be accorded medical care. Vari my refugees kudaro. Those benefits should not be withdrawn because you are a refugee. No. Medical care, accommodation, everything must be accorded to refugees. just like in South Africa. Chirega ndite nchipedza ngakutorera nguva yenyu yakanyanya yekuti ngatizivei panapa kuti as a refugee we go through under difficulties, a lot of difficulties. One, vakaenda ku South Africa, dai makauya ku UK much better. You went there to learn chikirikiri in language yekuti auto understand. Mushona kubva kurungo kuenda ku Joni kupasi ku Cape Town kunotaurwa chiDutch chiBhua. You are going to learn a new language there. You are going you are coming from an old life into a new life where everything is a learning process. You should be adapting to a very difficult climb, especially a different climb. Uchibva kurungwe uchienda na Cape Town, the climates are different. You are going to adapt to that. You are going to eat new foods. Anoona utukazostamba GMO atakachika tasikadye GMO ku Zimbabwe. And you are going to live in an unfamiliar culture where even your life is on firing line. Pane zvimwe zvokuti ukaita unonzwa kuti imhosva. Ukabhema foji ku Zambia, ukabhema foji pa bus stop paipa wasungwa. But ku Zimbabwe unobhema anyway kwaunoda kuenda. And there are quite a lot of barriers, especially to employment. Unongoti kuzwa kuti ma qualifications akwa they should be aligned to British qualifications or else go back. Ukayana degree rako re University of Zimbabwe kunokwana kuzwa kuti you need 2 more years by university, but une degree. Vachingokupa same degree, you understand? So we have to adapt to a lot of things. My cultural bereavement. Panari kufona imbomirai wakomana ndipedze ndakupedza. Imbomirai kufona ndakupedza. I know people want to talk on this phone, but ndakupedza. Saka pane zvinhu zvakawanda zvinoti affecta. Life in a new country is not easy, ladies and gentlemen. Not easy at all. Can be extremely stressful. And psychological stress, tinokuwara, cultural conflict, tinokuwara nezvakawanda. It's not easy in a foreign country. Not easy at all. Not easy at all. Life in a new country, not easy at all. Not easy at all. We've got extreme stress that also sangana nayo. We've got psychological stress. Ndakagara pana vanhu kufunga sisi vadye, mai vadye, tete vadye, baba havana boots, imba ina kuteerwa Zimbabwe. Psychologically you get affected, you get stress in a foreign country. And it culture conflict chai zvinhu zvinota affecta. And it ladies and gentlemen. Tine zvakawanda zvinotikanganisa, especially when we are outside our country. We are separated from family life. And aishitaura kuti unoda kukwira bhazi, pamusoro pebhazi takasa dozen rechingwa neshuga tichienda kumusha kunonwa tii nambuya tichipemberera. Separated from that type of life we grew up in. We are separated from our friends vatakakura tinavo. We grew up with very good friends. That bondage, you are separated from it. We are going to look for new friends. Natombotaura nemukadzi wangu kumasikati ana timotkari. Tikati unoona area yatogara. I don't know why the people are not so friendly. By now ngadaita ane shamwari dzakawanda, but atina, we are confined here as one black family along this road. So we lose our culture. Ndikada kubuda apa tine culture ku Zimbabwe yekuti unotoridza radio loudly. Ukada kubuda apa kuridza radio, mapurisa anoswera apa napo kuti uri kunyaudza vanhu. So we lose our culture. We lose a tradition when you go in a foreign land, in a foreign country. You understand? We lose a lot. We lose a lot. Along kune my hate crimes which we suffer. Ndakakutaurira kuti last time ndaifamba mu high street munoto Stockton. Ndakasangana nerimwe zimurungu rinenge rinodya vanhu. Rakaramba raifamba rakaita zvakaita undertaker uchiri ku wrestling jeje. Ndobva rasvika pandiri pameso pangu kwete away from me, right in front of me. Go back to Africa. Africa wants you. Africa needs you. Go back to Africa. Africa needs you. You understand? Ndakamutarisa ndikada murova mbama. And varungu vangu varipo vazhinji vakati slap her. Onda angoti ano. Ubva ndamusiya. Vamwe vadaidza kwapurisa ndikati no. Anditi maona. So there is hate crimes against us to say, look, we are fraud men, we are con men, we are fraud. There's no pile up pauri. Anything, the police will come and search you first. Hate crimes in foreign countries. Kind of South Africa or Zimbabwe, Zimbabweans makwerekwere thieves. You understand? When you go to my time, being set alight. Because we're in a foreign country. It's not easy to be in a foreign country. We face this pain every day. And this pain, we had to focus back home, where Zanu PF has destroyed our country. And we face a lot of different hate crimes, racism, everything. We suffer. Home is best, ladies and gentlemen. We suffer in this country. It's not rose in these countries. Kumabasa chaiko unaona una degree as utasa manager kusapa agononyora. They can't let a black man be a manager. Kuna South Africa, they can't let a Zimbabwean be a manager. Kuna arumuno mu UK muno kuna wakabva ku Zimbabwe vai manager ana okay mazishop makuru aya. Ma EOs akaya muno mu UK. Guess what? Varushana make homes ugeza chembere. Chembere yakuinda nayo mbathing room unoigeza. Ichishauta ichikutuka. Yo black ass, yo black man. Uchigeza nemvuru, uchigeza kubvisa madodi kuti uone kugara yakachena. But munhu aive CEO ku Zimbabwe. Okay, CEO weTM. You understand? Coming to a foreign land, you've got no say. Nazo tuta chembere chinodzigezesa. Because we've got no say, we're in a foreign land. Tine madegree kuti kuenda ku Zimbabwe. Tunosimuza. He said Africa needs you, and he thought he was a bad guy. He was a racist and all. Even Omarungu, they said sleepy, and God, no, I don't. And him on. Ndakazoudza mumwe ndikati kwandakabva kumusha kwedu. Zvekunzi Africa needs you, go back to Africa, anabasa nazvo izvo. Kumusha kwedu kwandiri kubva kwandakatiza nchiya muEngland. Ndaitoda kutodimburwa musoro. Uyu anongondituka kuti go back to Africa, hana effect yaanoita. I'm here to live. But kumusha kwavo hava kuti go back to kumusha kwenyu hava vandokutora kudimbura musoro kucheka nebanga. And takaona vanhu vazhinji vachiuraiwa kumusha kwatakabva. And sazvo unzi go back to Africa zvina basa. And so we lose a lot of things. We suffer as refugees. Tinopinda ma post traumatic stress disorder. And ndaitaurwa nashamwari yangu panapa zvaka Shepherd, I think unoda counseling on a post traumatic disorder of what you went through. And andikwanise kuzviramba because sometimes ndikarara ndotanga kufunga what did I do wrong that I got that treatment from Zanu PF. Chandakatadzira Zanu chi. To belong to a political party is not a crime. And it is so quite a lot of things zvatosangana nazvo. We stay as refugees, we experience my family death, my loved ones. Kuri kumusha ukafirwa unounganirwa nevamwe. Kunoko ukafa unenge uri wega, unofirwa unenge muri tu nemukadzi wako kana iyoyo mukadzi afa unenge uri mumba mako nevana. Unobatwa maoko pafoni. Nenhamo Mr. Yuda. Anditoona. But hakuna vanhu vanoungana zvataita kumusha. Kuti anoyaneka hupfu, uyu anoyaneka chii, upenyu hwokurerukira, hauchachere gowa, hauchaita sei unenge wakagara apa, ngoma chidandaurwa usiku. Mwana akadyiwa neiko, baba edzinkondombera hure, bvunza isawira hure. Tairara pungwe tichiimba ngoma dzichirohwa. Mwana akadyiwa neiko, baba edzinkondombera hure, bvunza isawira hure, baba pungwe kurungwe tichirwa ngoma idzodzo. Mangwana kuseni voronzi vakomana vechifana vaive try mapiki nemafoshoro mhanyai kumakuva munochera muri yepa haibati kana chinhu. Hanzi panapa pana kofini munhu afa hana kofini onzi akunonyepa imimi uyai nemadhora mhanyisai bhuku muraini 2 minutes mhanyai motenga kofini takutonoviga munhu. Andoona zvese izvozvo hatizviwani kunana kana tapinda kumaforeign land. Haubatwe maoko unofonerwa unzi nedzoi pafoni unoona achiuya achikuimbirawo achikunyaradza. Understand? We go through a lot my foreign land. If we look tinema nightmares, ma traumatic disorder ya anobado urote hope unorota uchitsikwa nenzou chivhumuka uchimuka so una nzou hapana. Andinoona zvatosangana nazvo muna diaspora. Tine hope dzakaipa dzatorota. Anditi maona. Tine ma-depressions anotirova. Tine ma-hopelessness. Ekuti vamwe tikabvunzwa kuti uchaenda here kuZimbabwe nokoti kuda kwaMwari. Already I'm hopeless of ever see Zimbabwe again. But it's a country where I was born. Vanhu tiratoni ma-sleep disorders. Ekuti kana kurara hope hadziuye. Unotapunga wakagara so uchifunga urara 3 hours womuka. You understand? We get affected by a lot of things in foreign countries. So, ipapo nongochi uchinzi you are a health risk. Unonyorwa tsamba neNHS kuti uya kuzi Jackson rakadai reflu. Andinoona. Tenga chinzi tino drain economy yenyika. Sakaona chivengwa mota dzichimarwa. Ini ndakatara mukadzi wangu kuti andife ndakatenga motikari nyowani muno muUK. Tongotenga zvimotikari zvavo zvavambodriver totenga autodriver izvozvo. Ukatenga nyowani unorwadziwa. Vakada kuimara unosekerera. Ipendi kuseni so unorira. Woda kuona kuti kuipendesa imari. Kana insurance company yacho kaidaidzira ndo zvaitwa motikari yangu, vanobva vakwidza futi premium. Unonga kubhadhira £300 a month per motikari. Quite a lot of things happen. We suffer a lot, ladies and gentlemen. And it is because my experience at Noana, which we change on daily basis, aganyanya. Saka refugees outside their country, they are traumatized. South Africa situation has traumatized them as well. Vanopiswa nematime in South Africa, vanobaiwa nemapanga, vachipfurwa nepfuti. Ndikada kuverengerai vanhu so far vaurawa ku South Africa vandoziva. Kwakaurawa mufana wekwaMunyurwa. Kwakaurawa umwe mufana kwakaurawa vandoziva. Kwakaurawa mufana wekwaMunyurwa. Kwakaurawa enzani kumufana wayo. Akapindura mbanga baiwa nebanga. Kune musikana wandotamba naye panapa boyfriend yake yakapfurwa. Hanzi vakachuta kupa mari yako, abva angotendera bvanzi bara gotsi. Anditi kune mufana wekwaAndrew Mtamira, hanzi Andrew Mtamira nacho wataigara nayo chikurubu. Akapfurwa kuSouth Africa. Mufana wandoziva. A lot of people, ninga kafa South Africa. So that is a traumatic event. Those are traumatic events that destroy family fabric. We suffer, ladies and gentlemen. It's not rose from foreign countries. And anymore. So if you see, zvinzvatosangana nazvo zvinenge zvichida help, but hatina government that can help us. The good part ungeisusu vamaruna na Britain, government yekunoku, British government, if you engage in racism, and if they know that, you go straight to prison now, wanabasa newe, kuti uri British or what. And one good thing ndakuudzai, pane next door wangu nchakuratidza imwe musi. She's racist. One day zvakaita one day mwana wangu mukomana aitamba bhora, ndobva ratopinda muyadhi make, ndobva ritora bhora ndobva abata banga. So I'm going to stab the ball. I don't want bhora remwana wenyu richiuya kunoku. Saka my daughter aivepo, ndobva atora banga, ndobva ada kujamba kupinda kanzi, once you stab that dog, that ball, I'm coming in to stab your dog. Andoona. Saka to tell council kuti ndakazobva ndafonera council kuti ando zvari kuita neighbor wedu. Motikari yangu ndakatenga X5 ndane 7 years neX5 yangu iyoyo. Umwe munhu aida anofamba nechimotikari chakudhara ndikati ini ndiri wakudhara futi ndakaitenga kudharawo futi. Ndane makore akati onayo motikari yangu. Aiuya achisama spikiri ichibayiwa motikari. Saka ndai ndikafamba aibaya mazivhiri makuru ma375 aya wide aya ma20 inch. One of those wheels cost about £300. Saka ari 2 kumashure is £600. Aibva asvika obaya iwaya. Ndonogadzirisa achibaya. Saka ndakazotaurira mapurisa ndakusa CCTV. Ndikangomubata chena I'm going to kill her. And the police came to tell her kuti hey, be careful. Since then motikari yangu haichabayiwa inorara panzao. Kana ukiya handichakiindusiya yakadaro. You understand? So a lot of things happen when we are in foreign countries, foreign land. And anyone, a lot of things happen. Tinema communication problems. Atosangana now. Atisikuwana help zatofanirwa kuita sei kuwana. And anyone. Saka, what we need is hard working in these countries. And sanctions are a tired rhetoric, Mr. Yuda, definitely. Zimbabweans are hard-working people. And South Africa can agree with me. Any other country where Zimbabweans went, they agree with you. We are not scroungers. We are skilled. Bogus people. We are hard workers. We are not desperate people, but we are persecuted. They should know. South Africa should know this. The Zimbabweans are not desperate people, but they are persecuted people who are just looking for protection. We are hard-working people. Don't call us foreigners. Don't call us bogus. We are hard-working people. We are not illegal immigrants, but we are welcome people. Welcome us. We work hard. We are persecuted in Zimbabwe. That's why we fled. We are skilled people. We develop South Africa. You understand? Kwete zvavanotifungira izvozvo. Andimona, ladies and gentlemen, what we want is just peace. Zimbabweans are a peaceful lot. Kunze kwemaZimbabweans ari muZanu PF, ayo ndo ari violent. Andimona. Saka inini chirega independence. And we make things happen wherever we are. That's our culture in Zimbabwe. We are the people. We make everything happen. Andimona. So I wish you all peace, Zimbabweans. I wish you health and happiness, my Zimbabweans. Be with me probably tomorrow. For now, I said goodbye, and may God bless you on the month. I say for now goodbye. May God bless you. Good night. Video iyoyi vanokwanisa send it to Ramaphosa. Tag a lot of people on this video. I'm going to download it, put it on YouTube, so you guys can subscribe to the YouTube account. And good night. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.